Hello, everybody, and welcome to Game Night on Gen Con TV. I'm so excited. Thank you. I was going to say 4 because I'm so used to like 4 people, but there's only 3 of us, 3 people joining me today only. You are enough. You are enough to fill 4 people in my heart. Hi, thank you so much everybody for joining us for a special one-shot. Tonight we are going to be playing a game. I have a prop for this. For the Queen.
Ooh, fancy.
So For the Queen is it is called a story building card game. So it is somewhere between an RPG, a storytelling game, and a card game. It's probably the best way to describe it. I like to describe this game as like a really soft introduction to narrative games for people who are unfamiliar with playing narrative games, because it is a really low bar for entry. Everything that you're going to be doing in this is we're going to be answering questions around a central theme, which is, in this instance, the theme is the Queen. And those questions will kind of generate over the course of our play. My crown is falling off my head, which is, a great tragedy. Over the course of our play, we'll generate our story and our characters. So we kind of begin essentially with a blank slate. In fact, this side of me, on this side of me, there is a blank space. And that blank space we will be filling with an image of our Queen, which we're actually going to get your submission on, chat. So get your voting fingers ready for that. From there, what was I doing next? Once we have the Queen, then we're going to basically build our story together. There is a digital version of this game. It is on the Roll20 marketplace. So if you don't, like me, have the physical version, or you would like something that's a little bit easier to facilitate with a group of people, requires a little bit less reading out loud, possibly, then there is a digital version of it that you can pick up in the Roll20 marketplace. Otherwise, check out your friendly local game store or Evil Hat Official. This is where you can find the game. I also bring this up partially because this game has won like several awards for like best game. I think at the Ennies this year. It has many accolades. Alex Roberts is the designer. She is a very excellent game designer. So.
We're helping.
You're so strange.
We're trying helping.
To show how
I
good
love
the
you
game
so
is.
much. I love you so much. So with that in mind, this game is very simple to get started. We have a set of directions that we are going to go around the circle and read. And in this instance, traditionally they are written on cards and you read these cards, but we have them written in a sheet so we can go around in a circle and read them. When we get to the part about the Queen, that's when we will have the vote run so you can see what your options are, chat. And then we will dive into play. What we're probably going to end up doing is each game takes about an hour, give or take, depending on how many questions we end up answering. And from after that, we'll probably do the first game, then take a quick break, and then we'll come back and do a second game. So you'll get to see how varied and how different the stories and the characters can end up being. All right, so I will start with our rules, and then let's go Bonsai, Marcus, Claudia, and then back to me, because that's the order that you are in a circle on my screen.
And I'll drop the poll in chat.
So go around the table clockwise. I don't know how that works digitally, but yeah, clockwise. Yeah. Taking turns reading the instruction cards out loud.
Okay, I am first then, right?
Mm-hmm.
The land you live in has been at war for as long as any of you can have been alive.
Marcus?
The Queen has decided to undertake a long and perilous journey to broker an alliance with a distant power.
The Queen has chosen all of you and no one else to be in her retinue and accompany her on this journey.
She chose you because she knows that you love her.
You are welcome to look through the Queen's card for inspiration. If there is one that seems right for the group, place it on the table to inspire your story.
So, chat, you will have 4 queens. I randomly picked 4 because I thought they were pretty. Marcus should be putting these up on the screen now so you can see the numbers they correspond to. And so go ahead in the chat and vote for which one. The poll will run like a minute or 2, and when it is done, that will determine which queen we will be playing with for our first game.
So many choices.
Marcus, you want to read number 7?
Yes. Set the card that reads the Queen is under attack. Do you defend her? Aside.
I already shuffled it in.
8.
Pretend I did that.
Shuffle the red prompt cards and place them face down on the center of the table.
Shuffled.
Pre-shuffled for your convenience.
Pre-shuffle for convenience, right? Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah, Lauren.
9. Put the queen is under attack in the middle of the deck for a game that takes approximately 30 minutes, or what I did is I shuffled it into, or shuffle into the bottom third for the deck to pay for a game that lasts about an hour. So I shuffled it into the bottom third. So we're looking at a game that takes about an hour. Basically, all it means is each of these prompt cards is a question that will be answered by a player. So the more questions you have, the more time the game takes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. When you have read the instruction cards, continue clockwise with the red prompt cards. Take turns reading the questions out loud. Interpret these questions and answer them however you wish.
Other
right.
players. Oh.
Which queen was selected? I think.
Let's take a
Oh,
look.
far.
Let's take a look.
Let's figure it out.
Dun, dun, dun. Queen number 4. So that's
Number.
so let's get the nice queen number 4 who wants to join us for our party. Here.
Party.
Wait,
This is not.
I was like, that wasn't number
That's
4.
not that was number 4
You-
in the order of which I was
Oh,
sent number 4.
number 4 was the one I was hoping.
Yep.
It
Yeah,
is one.
it's the lady.
There we
in
go.
black.
the terrifying one.
That's
I
the
love
one.
her.
No, she looks like she's gonna be fun.
I'm so excited. In fairness, the second game she won't be an option, so we'll only pick 1, 2, or 3 for
Yeah.
the next game. So number
Yes.
4, this is going to be your queen. So one of the things, I'm gonna wax poetic a little bit about this game.
Mhm.
Go
One
for
of the
it.
things I really like is, and you would have seen this in the previous image, that the art for all of the cards of the queen is really varied. They got a lot of different artists to come in and basically give you very evocative and very different images to play with, which I think is a really nice touch for a game. Now, you don't actually have to play with a specific queen image, or you could use like alternative queen images that you particularly like. So there's no requirement
really
to use
cool.
these are just prompts to help you.
Yeah.
So queen number 4 will be the one that
Number
we-
4.
Beautiful.
all right, so
Other players may ask you questions or make suggestions on your turn, but whether you answer those questions or include those suggestions is entirely up to you.
Number 12. Place the X card somewhere within reach.
I'm sending it to you.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
oh, oh,
we
oh,
have our
oh, thank you.
cookie.
This would have been
Thank
a great
you.
moment if all of you had like an X card you could have
Yeah,
like,
just pull
pulled
it up.
towards you, but we didn't coordinate that.
No.
Oh,
Next
my
time.
X
We will
card
be
is
using
like
as
this.
an alternative. In the Roll 20 version of the game, there is a digital X card in the play space that you can use as an alternative. We're going to either be using verbal X card or visual X card, whatever works better for the player in the moment. And the thing about the X card to remember in this game is it's not just for content that you don't want to be included. You're also going to be using X card to pass questions that you don't want to answer.
What number are we?
14?
Number 13.
Okay. If you encounter a card or an answer that you do not want to be included in the game, tap the X card. That content is removed from the game. So you got to do triple X, throw down, tap it.
We're not gonna...
X-Men. What? Okay.
X-Men.
All right.
This is
Continue.
X-Men, though.
I get you.
I think we actually skipped Claudia and Claudia, why don't you read number 14?
If you draw a card that is removed this way, simply draw another card. You can X a card that you drew yourself.
You can also pass on your turn. To do so, simply give the prompt card that you drew to the next player and say, I'd like to hear your answer to this question.
Wait, whose turn is it?
I think it's now
I think-
Bonsai. Bonsai number 16.
Okay, all right. A prompt card can be passed around the table until someone applies it to the X card.
Continue answering. Oh, no, Marcus.
It's okay.
Marcus.
Continue answering, passing, and Xing questions until the Queen is under attack card is drawn.
Each player should then answer the question in turn. Then the game is over.
Whoever wants can draw the first prompt card. So essentially, all of the cards will only ever be answered by one person, except the last card, which is the Queen is under attack. Everyone will have a chance to answer that question because it is the end of the game. Does any of the players, or perhaps anyone in chat, have any questions about how we are going to play?
No, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm very excited to
Feeling
get
good?
back into this. I
right.
just want to look at all the cards 24/7 because they're gorgeous.
They are really
They're
pretty.
really pretty. All right, we're ready. So instead of each of you drawing them and reading them, I will draw them, and we're just gonna go in the same order. So
Bonsai, me, Claudia.
I'll draw the card for me, then Bonsai, then Marcus, then Claudia,
Ooh.
and we'll just go around in a circle. And then if you pass the card, you're passing it to the next person. So first card.
I'm excited.
Why, and this is for me, so why are some others at the royal court jealous of your relationship with the queen? Ooh, why are they jealous of my relationship? Okay, so things that stand out to me about this queen is her aesthetic. And I feel like and this is maybe just me being me, I feel like I am the queen's, wardrober. Like I am her tailor. Like I make her outfits. I am the one behind her look, and that is why people are jealous, because she has decided that like my clothing is the most impressive. It's what she wants to wear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, so that is why. All right, Bonsai,
My card. Ooh.
your card. What promise did the queen make to you before this journey? Do you think she'll keep it?
Ooh. I feel like her promise was to temporarily use the one that has wronged me in a horrible way, just for a little bit until their usefulness is over with, and then they will get shamed out of the land.
So they wronged you, but she's like not being. She's like keeping them around, and even though, how do you feel about that?
I understand it's a very difficult time, and they're very useful, and making enemies at this time is not the greatest. But she does promise me that she's just temporarily using them.
Okay. Do you think she'll keep the promise then?
I have faith in my queen.
Faith, did you hear that?
Marcus.
Okay, I'm ready.
What do you do for the queen that anyone else can do, and why does she make you do it?
I think that what I do for the queen is I am her personal cook. I don't necessarily have the most cooking experience. I don't necessarily know why I am in this position. However, if I had to answer, keeping me around in some capacity is important to her, but I'm not sure she has any interest in me as a human.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And again, as a reminder, anyone can jump in with additional questions. So any player can ask questions of other players.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
It
Yeah.
seems like it's only me
here.
because I have the cards, but traditionally people would be reading them one at a time. So anyone can. My crown doesn't quite fit on my head.
Well, it's because it's from a queen with a bigger head that you had to defeat to get. So.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Are we live? Oh, gosh.
And I suppose also chat asks questions of anyone. We can.
Oh yeah.
Chat
Chat
too. But yeah, so just as a reminder, anyone, not just me. I'll just ask a lot of questions because I like asking questions.
Yeah. No, I will
Speaking.
start soon.
Yeah. Okay.
Claudia.
Okay.
There is a part of you that does not want peace in this land. Why are you attached to the war?
It's quite simple, really. War means more equipment, and equipment means raised tariffs and taxes and more money spent. And as someone who is part of the finance of this kingdom, it's very important that we keep this war going to continuing this pull of finance from the peons of the land.
Now, a question about that for you, since you are in charge of the finance. And
All of them.
Is there anything, and it's okay if this is not legally binding, is there any part of you that is worried about the overall cost of the war?
Oh, as the cost of the war goes up, the people of this kingdom, fear makes you pay more.
Okay.
So, as long as we continue this war, we can have a large portion of our coffers filled in our kingdom.
Okay. Fair. Good.
So,
Have you been encouraging her in any way to continue this war?
Ooh.
I don't think, personally, I have encouraged any amount of fighting, but perhaps messages that should be getting to the queen did not arrive to the queen from other...
That's mail fraud.
Excuse me. Things have to be done to keep the kingdom going.
Okay.
Oh, here's my question.
Oh, yeah.
Has any of your family members benefited? Like maybe you have a brother that
real.
is
I'm actually gonna ask her.
Yeah,
that.
let's
That's way too real right now.
Oh, too much. Oh,
Yeah, that's. I guess that tracks. Yeah.
It's a little.
That's a good
too-
question, though, Bonsai. I'll give you a good question.
A little too profiteering off of it. It's a good question, but I'm
got
I'm
it.
gonna
Okay,
Okay.
good.
back
Okay.
away out of that reality.
I feel like I've just
Do you?
creaked open
Yeah.
a little bit.
I have one more question for you. Do you have any remorse about this? About the continuing war?
Remorse about my patriotism towards my kingdom in form of making sure money is kept in my kingdom?
Listen, I'm just a humble egg chef, but this.
Buddy,
this
you're lucky you're my friend. You're such a jerk. They're good. All right.
It's acting.
This one's for me. The queen knows something about you that no one else does.
Ooh.
What is it? Ooh. I think the queen knows where I'm like, it's someone important to me. I think it's my wife. I think she knows where my wife is, and she's not telling me.
Okay.
Is that maybe why you continue to make her clothes?
I love making clothing for our queen. She has a beautiful figure. She has a perfect bone structure. I could ask for no better sculpture with which to work my art on. I don't know where my wife is.
Does the constant busyness that she provides you make up for the fact that you don't know where your wife is and she's out there somewhere waiting and looking for you?
I think the queen is blackmailing me with this.
Ooh, oh.
Yeah, on the surface, I will tell you that I love making clothing for the queen, but I
Okay.
don't think that I actually am as invested in this as perhaps it seems I am.
Yeah.
My question is it a scandal that your wife is missing, or is it just a question that your wife is missing?
I think it's just a question, and Android's question in chat is I feel that I do know that the queen knows, and she's holding it over me. Like that is a piece of power that she has, that I have this information for you. But I don't know why she's not telling me.
Well, big question from me. Hi.
Hi, big military industrial complex over there.
Perhaps was the queen jealous of any garment that your wife had?
That could be it. Maybe there's a certain jealousy that
Did you
I
make
am
your wife's
unaware of.
clothes too?
Oh, of course. Yes,
Okay.
I am apparently just playing myself. Bonsai,
Yes.
what do you do that pleases the queen on this journey?
Oh, okay. I believe that I am her bard / musical entertainer. I soothe her in this time of war by singing of her great accomplishments and the great accomplishment of our military, and make sure she goes to sleep at night safe and sound with the musical playing of my harps.
So your enemy, are they a musical rival in some way? Are they like are these like, are you like rival bards?
I would say that my
Okay.
enemy, I'm thinking,
Yeah.
actually is a competing storyteller, not a bard. They don't
Okay.
sing.
Wait, I'm sorry.
It's different.
I'm sorry. Are you establishing, is there a distinct difference between bards and storytellers?
Yes, there is
Yeah.
this distinct difference.
Tell me about this
between
difference.
This is why we had the conflict earlier. He's saying that they are saying that they are a bard, but they are not. because they do not have
Yeah.
musical accompaniment. They just speak.
There's different unions. That's the real separate. There's a
There's a
bard union,
difference.
and then there's the bard guild, and then the storyteller guild.
Is there a storytellers guild, or
Oh,
is
for
it that
sure.
he can't get into the bard guild, and because he's just a storyteller, is
There's
it like SAG versus not like
Storyteller
right?
Guild Award right here.
No.
Storytelling. Wait, is that an actual question to me?
I don't know. I'm so fascinated in this that we are delineating between storytellers and bards and what that means in the context of our world.
Yes, because they don't have any music. They just do
Ooh.
like storytelling, very dramatic storytelling. All right.
Where does poetry fall?
Oh,
In between.
Yeah.
If it's got a good
it's
beat,
an in
it's a
between.
bard.
They have their own
Okay.
guild.
Like
they have their own guild.
spoken word poets have their own
Yeah.
guild.
Okay.
Yes.
really art heavy, this world that we've built. Like there's a lot of
guildy.
yeah.
There's cook, there's seamstresses, there's musical bards.
Okay.
All right, perfect. Any other questions for our question? No? Okay, you are the queen's bard. Marcus.
Yes.
The queen gave you a compliment once. What was it, and why have her words stayed with you?
Usually when she takes a bite of my food, I usually bring her morning and lunch. She doesn't let me handle dinner. She has someone else for that. But usually when she takes a bite, she'll grab the smallest fork, use it to get a little piece off. She takes a bite, and she always shows this look of disdain on her face. And she has for 20-something years. But one time, I brought her the most moist and fluffy omelet with sautéed greens, onions, whatever we had around, fresh herbs from her garden. And she took a bite of it, and it took her almost a full second to change her face from genuine enjoyment back to that scowl that I was so used to. And as I was walking away, she said, "Not bad." She denies this has ever happened.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So the queen trusts you enough to not have a taster when you hand her the food?
I guess I never thought about it that way.
So you have been cooking for her for 2 meals for 20 years.
Correct.
Why don't you make dinner for her?
She has someone else for that.
Who does she have?
Raoul.
How do you feel about Raoul?
I feel about Raoul as I feel with anyone else in the castle that I don't have much of a relationship with. They are here for a reason. That reason is none of my business.
I like Android's question. Have you seen her face? Or do you just know? Like, is this a scowl that you know, or is this like a scowl that you imagine to be there? Like, have you actually seen her face?
I haven't seen her entire face. She does lift up the bottom of her veil. Yeah, I've seen only her mouth.
It's a very scowling mouth.
It is. Oh, it is.
It's an emotive mouth.
Yeah, it's like a Disney face. Very emotive.
Yeah. So much face. I feel like I had another question, but mostly now I'm hungry and distracted by your description of the omelet.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
gonna make some omelets after this. Hey, omelet party.
Omelet party.
I won't come over.
No, we'll do a digital omelet party.
Yeah, I was like,
we'll make
digital
omelets with our
counts.
webcams.
I have a
Seems so
Oh,
inedible.
You have a question?
I have a question.
For me?
Yes.
Oh, what? Me?
Yes.
Wow.
Did you cook for the queen before she was a queen?
No, I did not. She's been a queen my entire life.
All right.
Oh.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Claudia. The queen touched you once. What about that memory will stay with you forever? That can be both physical or metaphorical touch.
Oh yeah. No. I was young I presumed something in my youth that caused a stir among the council. The queen stood up, did not state anything to me, but just tapped my shoulder, and it... Often people, perhaps poets, perhaps bards, I don't listen to guilds, they've remarked that the queen has softness and the warmest hands of the kingdom, and I will not contradict. I will not state anything against the crown, but I will state that I do not remember what happened after that. It was about 2 weeks later that I came to, and I realized how incredibly wrong I was about stating that we should lift levies on milk.
Were you unconscious the entire 2 weeks?
Or do you just not remember them?
Like, was it like a repressed thing that was pushed back for a little bit?
I was told that I was on bed rest,
Mm-hmm.
and that I had made a fool of myself in the council, and
Oh, jeez.
I learned.
You must have fainted from the shame.
Yeah, this is a scandal.
Yeah,
this
no,
is an
this
actual
is-
scandal.
No,
Scandal.
Oh.
it was not pleasing to anybody on the council, but that levy is now continued and actually has doubled. It's with the wet tax.
The milk, because milk's wet.
Yes, anything
Okay.
that is wet is taxed double now, because you have to tax the container that holds the wet.
Okay, is that all moisture or just general wetness?
Anything you want to buy for long, if you bring your own container, you could actually work against the tax.
Oh, so you get a discount for
be-
recycling.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes.
Your own.
It's,
Just like
it's
Lush.
going.
Lush.
She's growing green. Oh, yeah.
Lush Cosmetics,
Mostly
it's great.
because containers are either made of metal or clay, and both of those can be war constructs. So if you bring your own container, you are not wasting.
Yeah, we could probably make like a bunch of clay battle items.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, clay, definitely the material I think
Yeah,
of
I was
when
thinking we
think
could
of
make
war.
some like just pots, some war pots.
War pots. You know,
War pots.
you could put a bunch of clay in a battering ram and just gooey up whatever door you're trying to
Or
get
you could
in.
just like, I know what a good idea. So if you're in a like hand-to-hand battle, grab some
Wait,
clay and
why
then
is
put it on all the enemies' hands so it gets under their fingernails.
yeah, and they hate
it's like,
that.
it's
They
so
have to go
gross.
wash
They'll
their
lose.
hands.
They will
Yeah.
leave the battlefield to go wash their hands. This is actually
this-
great. Are you a general?
Is this like fired or because I was thinking like baked clay?
No, raw clay.
No,
Raw clay,
just
dude.
raw.
Raw clay, dude.
That you could like make like bombs or something.
No, we want it raw, dude. Raw
Oh, that's
clay.
I'm
actually
gonna
not a
just
bad idea.
ask myself the next question.
Yeah, raw clay.
All right. Oh, my question is: has any other members of court mysteriously been sick?
Council, just to let you know.
Council. Sorry.
Court is for fun. Council is for work.
Okay. So now
I
you know
know.
the difference between bards
Maybe
and
just a
storytellers.
bard. You know, we wouldn't expect you to know the difference. You only ever go to court to
Yeah,
entertain.
no, you never at the
Oh,
council. So, actually, the council is known for being a council of 14 because it is unlucky whenever it goes to 13 because somebody dies. So
Every time?
I mean, to get down to 13, somebody has to die,
Well,
and
that's
then
fair.
we get a
That's
14
math.
again.
That's basic math. I'm sorry.
Positions are hard
The
to
logic
keep
is flawless.
Yeah.
in the council.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I will, for one, say gratitude to my queen for providing me insight in those 2 weeks, and I have not fallen ill since. But I know some people do fall ill and do not wake up.
Would you say that you regret your error?
Oh, of course. The money we made from this wet tax has been able to fund the war for another millennia.
Can I ask you one more question? Mm-hmm. Do you ever regret anything you've done on behalf of the Queen?
No,
Thank you.
it is for the nation.
Do you think you've made amends for the error of your youth?
I have been a part of the council for at least 11 years. I say at least because I was an intern for a little bit. I held the book that wrote the notes for the monies.
Wait, did you hold it while she wrote it, or did you?
No.
You were a keeper of it.
I was the So there was a previous
You were the
finance
secretary.
person, and so I was the
You were the-
executive assistant for that other finance person.
Executive assistant. I like this.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Intern. All right, I'm gonna ask myself the next question. What did you bring with you that endangers the queen?
Oh.
Queen poison.
No, that's been illegal.
She's allergic to queen poison.
I paid for that container for my poison. I
It was
paid
wet.
the wet tax. Oh, what did I bring with me that endangers the queen?
Oh.
I think. Oh gosh, I want to say that I'm bringing like a gift that we are presenting, right? Because we're going to a like a peace to broker peace, and I was responsible for creating some fine like a tapestry or something that is a fine piece of art that will be gifted to this kingdom that we are at war with. However, I do not know that it has been sabotaged.
Ooh.
Perhaps by someone who may be interested in prolonging this war and is concerned that the queen has grown soft. So I do not know that I don't know how it's been sabotaged, and I do not know that it has been sabotaged, but
Wink.
it has been.
Is it? You don't know it's been sabotaged? Wink, or is it? I don't know.
No,
it's
I
sabotaged?
think I genuinely do not
Okay.
know, because I don't think I have an interest in prolonging this war.
Yeah, probably wouldn't benefit you.
Why is it that she trusts you with this gift to a dignitary?
She trusted me, I think, to make it, to construct it. And then I have, therefore, as the creator of it, I have been carrying it within my belongings.
What is the story that is told in this tapestry? Tapestries often tell stories. They're not covered by either the guilds or the bard or otherwise, because it is is a woven.
The poets, it's the Tapestry Guild. I used to be a part of until I became the Queen's dressmaker.
Yeah. No unions inside the castle, though.
No unions, only guilds. Yeah,
Only guilds.
I think it depicts the events before the war. Like it depicts like the early friendship between these two kingdoms, a time of peace between the two of them. It sort of that peaceful cohabitation, and I think that image has been changed in some way. But I also feel as if there is perhaps some sort of maybe not a curse, but some sort of magical effect that has also been placed on it that will cause a problem.
And I'm assuming they went through the Magic Guild too.
Well, obviously.
Okay, just want to make sure we have
The Magic Guild as well.
We have a
No,
narc.
let's be very clear. There's a sorcerer guild and a wizard guild, and they're incredibly distinct. And if
and the witches don't have a guild; they have a coven.
Yeah.
yes,
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fabric person. My question for you.
No,
you don't
that's it.
have
that's
to
it.
have questions.
No,
but-
I think I am curious. You are trusted. You are making this item for her. Do you ever think about what would happen if the queen went away and you didn't have an answer?
I do, and it terrifies me because I don't have another way of getting an answer.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, Bonsai, your question. When did you know you would never forgive the queen, and why? The questions I love the questions in this, by the way. They're real good.
Okay, I know how this went.
Okay.
When she trusted my enemy that she said she would get rid of.
Did they have a name?
Actually, their name is kind of weird. They're known as the Storyteller. They've been around for a lot
The Guild
longer.
of One?
The Guild of One,
One?
because he's one guild, because they are just like, they're kind of, I say they because you can't,
They are the
seem like
storyteller.
they're the storyteller, and it's like maybe it's passed down generation to generation, but they always kind of look the same for some reason.
Ooh, creepy.
But there's always only been one storyteller, and I wanted to be the storyteller, but I'm just a bard apparently.
Oh.
And I thought it was going to be my time, but no.
I love how you flip-flopped between they're just a storyteller to you're just a bard. Like, I cannot tell what the like hierarchy is between bards and storytellers, and I'm so on board with that.
This is how it is. It's drama. It's art.
And this
drama.
is the thing you cannot forgive the queen for. So.
Oh yeah, she hasn't gotten rid of them yet, and I don't think she will. Or now that I say I trusted her, but at the same time, the tapestry story that was woven wasn't given to me to tell the story, even though I could have told it so much more eloquently. He gave the honor to the storyteller.
You'd have also had like a nice beat under that. I think that would have been good. So my question for you then would be, since you can't forgive her for this, is there any long-seated like ill will that you're feeling for her, since this is consistently not happening, or are you constantly just holding out a little bit of hope that you can trust her again, or is it just no trust?
No, I hold a little bit of hope. I always just go back and forth. Because there's also songs and rumors that I hear in the Bards Guild about, crossing other people in the past. But no, she's dedicated to me. Who else sings her to sleep? Who else tells her all the good news? She and I have a particular bond that no one else has.
Yeah.
Because I am her bard. I am the best bard out of the Bard Guild.
There's no tighter relationship than a bard and a queen.
No.
Yes.
Everyone knows that, except for the wet tax.
Big question for me.
Yes.
How does one know they're a storyteller? How do you know you're not the storyteller and you just haven't taken upon that storytelling ability? Is it said through the stones, tossed stones that then lead to truth? Is it, how do you know you're not?
Because I do not have the particular magical glowing pendant that glows brightest whenever the storyteller is telling their story.
Ooh.
Who has that pendant?
The storyteller, of course, but they haven't worn it in a very long time, so I'm very suspicious.
It's kinda like
but that's how you know
badge.
any other. Yes.
Intrigue.
So if there is the storyteller, and we've kind of established like there's a collection of them, right? Are they just like in training? Are they just preparing to be the ones that can grasp the necklace and make it glow?
Yes. They're just. It's almost like a religious cult. That's why they're not bards, because we don't deal with religion.
Too weird to be bards is what I'm hearing.
Yes, because it's almost cult-like.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole religion in itself, is the storytellers. The whole religion. That's why there's only one storyteller and all the rest are apprentices.
Is it like the Jedi and the Sith?
Android's question in chat is: has there ever been a change in position? Is this the only storyteller there's been? Has there ever been a different storyteller?
They all just look very the same. Almost like they could be siblings of some sort.
Well, storyteller is weird.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm going to avoid the storyteller, actually.
All right,
Creep me
our
out.
dearest chef. Whew. What makes the queen ugly in your eyes?
Oh.
That's an easy one. It's everything about her. Everything she does, everything she represents, and everything she stands for.
Well,
I mean, that's succinct. I don't necessarily have a question for that. She's just ugly.
Nothing will ever change that. Nothing will convince me that will ever change.
Was she ever not ugly to you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a big
All
one.
right.
That's good.
That's a very straight up point.
Sometimes there are no follow-ups. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's just the one. Claudia, You are considered beautiful by almost everyone you meet.
Oh.
How does the queen make you question that perception?
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Ooh, I like that.
That's my response to like every question. I'm always like, that's a good one. That's a good question.
I like these questions.
The queen appreciates me for my financial prowess and understanding. And therefore, she deems it uncouth for me to change my thoughts to that of love or marriage or family. And so she has deemed it that I can... I'm considered very beautiful by many, but the queen says to be married is to be beautiful. To be in love and to have someone to hold is beautiful. So until my time is done with the finance team, I will never consider myself beautiful.
Oh.
Do you ever get angry at the queen's assertion?
Oh, no. She is...
Let me rephrase that, actually. Do you ever feel bad about the queen's assertion? Does it ever hurt you inside? Or are you too focused on your work?
I think a long time ago, there was maybe a point where I mused about another livelihood, but, surrounded by finance and the luscious furs of the money camp. The money cart,
The luscious furs of the money camp.
No. It travels along, and so there's like the queen's caravan, and there's the money cart. Where I live, I could not imagine another livelihood.
That's pretty great. Okay, that's a bummer. This queen's not good. Don't like her. No good, very bad.
Excuse me. This queen is the queen.
So you just spilled some water on yourself. You need a wet tax.
This queen.
Wet tax!
Tax the wet!
The tax them!
All right, next question. Sometimes you get shit like money cart, and then or money camp.
Money camp.
I heard money.
The
cart.
money camp.
I
Luscious furs of the money
switched
camp.
it. When it's moving, it's a cart, and when it sets down, it's a break. It's a camp.
It's a camp. No, that tracks.
Yes.
I read that in a book
This is
somewhere.
my rich person voice. They got you,
This question is for me. There is someone else in this retinue you love besides the queen. How and why are you keeping it a secret? Well, there are three of you. You know what? I'm actually going to pass this card because so I'm going to X this card. I would like to see Bonsai answer this card because I don't think that I am in love with someone here.
That's right.
I think
your wife.
I'm very strongly dedicated to my wife.
My wife.
That I don't know where she is.
I'm muting your mic.
Okay.
So Bonsai, there is someone else in this retinue you love besides the queen. How
love platonically or romantically, I guess.
The phrase love you can interpret however I think makes the most sense for you or your character.
I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily very in love. I'm infatuated with the beauty.
What form of love?
Of the financier.
I mean, you
because
are
as a bard,
beautiful.
Yes, they are my muse. Their face inspires me, and also their glitteriness knows that I will have a sound future. So I just imagine. I never really talk to them or at all. I just look at them from afar while she's at court.
With my candle and my advocates as I am counting.
What did Are you counting in the dark?
Well, no, in the corner of the court, I have my candle and I'm
I
counting.
need my candle and my
You don't even have a
abacus.
lantern? Like, you're working with
Someone
a candle?
bring me a candle and an
Well,
abacus.
I mean, my candle is a large
Wait,
candle.
question.
Yeah.
Do you prefer using candles because they burn out quicker and the servants therefore have to replace them more frequently?
Ooh. you feel us
No,
along that
it's
way.
because lantern oil can be used for weapons and candle wax
Mm.
cannot. So using candles is good for the war.
Don't question it,
effort.
Marcus.
You're right, Lauren.
Yes.
Terracotta like clay is also a weapon.
And
Clay and lantern oil.
Fair.
the queen might have resented. She might have known that I do have a heart or like a infatuation with the financier, because I did make some songs that I said were dedicated to her, but were actually dedicated to the beauty of the financier.
Oh.
I do
do,
like-
do you think she knows?
I think she is suspicious.
Ooh.
What?
Because I said it was about her beauty, but actually the beauty that I see.
Do you think the financier knows anything about this?
No.
Oh.
Do you want them to know?
Ooh.
I don't think so. I think I just like the idea of them and not the actual them, because like I've never talked to them. And I just like, they're
It's
beautiful.
really awkward now that it's just the four of
Yeah,
us.
we're all in a car.
No, no, I don't know any of this. I don't know any of this. But
Nope.
my question, is, what do you think would happen if the queen confirmed these suspicions?
I fear that she will know these suspicions. That's why I do not want it to be known. Because we obviously have this close relationship, and maybe she has a infatuation with me.
Oh.
And if I were to ever displease my queen, I may disappear like some bards have before. But they went on retirement, I'm sure. She
Oh,
always-
yeah, they retired to a farm upstate.
I've
Yes.
noticed out in the back of the castle, there's like a bunch of bones and loots. Is that anything?
There's
or...
this big pile of dirt.
Yeah, I think I saw a kazoo out there with a xylophone and some bones. It's the bard shoot. The bard shoot leads out
Oh,
that
yeah,
way.
yeah. The oubliette. The bard oubliette.
The bard of yeah, just for bards.
The boblet.
The bard oubliette. Yeah, sorry.
But yes.
Ah, there is no greater bond between a queen and her bard. That's true.
Yes.
All right, Marcus, because I passed
Oh,
my
yes.
question to Bonsai. Hurt you. What do you usually do for the royal family? Why does that make you an unlikely choice for this journey?
For the past 20 years, I've worked with the queen. I've made her breakfast and lunch, and I've never suited what she has wanted. She has kept me around. Often, in the evenings, I am meant to serve the rest of the royal family in whatever ways they would like, whether it be holding a candle for them or being a footstool if they need to. I am under obligation to do whatever they want. They walk all over me. So it's strange that I was chosen to be here. Because she also brought Raoul. So she doesn't need a cook.
Technically, we're the only people who came with her.
Then Raoul...
Oh.
That is part of the setup, is that we're
Okay.
the only four. that
Raoul,
were with her.
Raoul went ahead. He got an Uber and took off.
There's,
I mean,
there's
we
some
don't have to be
separate
beholden to that,
camps.
but that does that is
No,
part
no,
of
this is a good time. Good time for notes. I
yeah.
no,
Sorry,
no,
I
thank
take it
you,
back.
thank you. No, you're great. Yeah. So I think I suspect that Raoul probably was meant to be here in my place. I do not know why I am here, because the royal family pretty much just treats me like garbage, because that's what they see me as.
Oh. Sad. Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
If they treat you so badly and you see her as ugly, why do you still work for the queen and not, try to go to another kingdom?
I don't work for the queen.
Oh. Wait. Aren't you the chef? No?
I don't work for the queen. I do work for the queen.
Oh.
I don't have a say. My family owes the royal family a debt that cannot be paid.
Oh.
Are you the last person in your family's lineage to have to pay this price? Or is this a...
I'm going to see to it that I am the last person. I am the last surviving member of my family. I'm going to make sure no one else continues on this legacy.
Okay. Very cool.
All right. Next question.
All right.
Claudia, the queen lights a fire in you. What is it?
I'm assuming we don't mean literally.
You pick that whatever you want.
So. This war has been going on for as long as we can remember. All of us together. And as time goes on, there is less and less to tax. The wet tax is already in place. We've already taxed the farm animals. So if we tax the for every animal you bring in for meat, you have to give at least 1/4 of it to the kingdom. We're running.
That's a big.
That's a lot of
That's a
meat.
big tax.
That's most of a buffalo.
1/4.
We are running out of things to tax. The wet tax was an initiative.
I'm gonna just put this out there. Take it how you will. It's a friendly. Have you considered the rich?
Oh, no, there is no rich anymore. They're gone.
We've taxed them.
The rich is if you have 2 cows.
Kingdom's not going great, huh?
So the war's been going on for a long time.
Fair.
So I think the fire is figuring out what is left to tax, because eventually what will be left is more. I have heard tales in the council of the shift, if we cannot tax anymore, to, well, people are great weapons. So the kingdom will be the army. And I firmly believe, while that is a great battle plan, it
are we
only
not
happens
using
once.
People as in the military?
No,
Like,
no, but
We're using horses.
No. The plan is that the entire kingdom will be the
everyone.
army.
Okay.
Oh.
So that plan.
100% conscription.
Is this communism? Are we?
No.
No.
No, I'm
This
just
is a
joking.
horrible dictatorship.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Plan will only happen once, and I firmly believe that if there was a line graph of our financial gain, it will take a big pivot when everyone moves into military consignment. So
Everyone dies, you mean?
Yeah, I think.
well, or we succeed, then the line goes down. It's a vertical line.
My question for that
Yeah.
is, if everyone's in consignment, how's the order of the people who are going to charge going to be? Is it going to be the youth first
Ooh.
or the elderly
Yeah, do we
first?
go eldest first? Eldest to youngest? Beauty?
I truly think it is more of a height. So
From so tall as the shortest?
the shortest to tallest, because
Like we're doing
children,
the presidential
yeah,
physical
that way they
exams?
get,
No, but I feel like you should put tallest to the smallest, because then they block it, right? So you put your blockers first.
but then
That's-
but
they
then
can't throw
you
over.
can't think about if everybody had a sword and then just ran forward. You have more points if you put the shortest ones first.
That's true. That does work. That
Yeah.
does work. If they're in the front,
So this is talks of the council. I will state that of the council, I believe 2 are permanently dead. So we're not doing well. They're still talking, which is why this plan seems very odd.
wait, they're permanently dead?
Permanently dead.
Oh,
Wait, people can not be permanently dead?
Oh yeah, no, it's
Wait, what?
temporary.
Wait, who's permanently dead? The whole council?
No, 2 of the 14. They're still talking. They still have positions, but they're permanently dead.
So is that how you prevent getting to 13? What?
All I'm
wait,
saying.
wouldn't that mean there was 11 if there wasn't 13? You skipped
No,
over
no,
13?
no. They're still sitting and they're still talking. They haven't given up their seats, even though they're dead. It's been a very interesting war council.
I surprisingly have no questions.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm gonna read my question. Sounds for me. The queen thinks more highly of you than you do of yourself. How do you know this? I think I have tried to many times. I think I've worked for the Queen for like maybe 7-8 years as her fashionista, and I think several times I have tried to perhaps intentionally replace myself to like offer her people I think are better or more talented, or sort of like be like this person should take my place. And every time the Queen has while she has sort of complimented and said, I have good taste, but in people and in sort of design and style, but I am not they are not better than me, and she cannot replace me. I am irreplaceable. So I think she has sort of turned me down every time I'd presented that offer to her.
Do you think if you ever presented her with the right person, she would either let you go or tell you the information that you needed?
I want to believe that I could find the right person, but I don't think I'm able as like discerning as her. I think she has a much stronger feelings and opinions, and I don't think I can ever fully understand that, because I think every time I've tried to find a replacement or someone else, there's always been something wrong, and when I would find someone that would fix that mistake or be better than at that particular thing, there was always something else wrong. So it seems to be this kind of never-ending list, that while I would like to believe that it is possible, I don't think I actually believe that it is possible.
Why have you not considered taking an apprentice?
I think that's probably been part of it. I think I have tried to take apprentices, and they all leave, and I can never promote them. Like they all reach the end of their apprenticeship, and then I'm like, Queen, and she says no.
So you're building up all of these people and just okay, I get it.
Do you think any of these have truly been better than you?
No,
or are these
they're definitely
just
not better than me. At least not yet, but I think they have the potential to be.
Okay. Okay. There's a
the wardrobe.
The wardrobe.
All right, Bonsai.
Oh,
What do you do to disappoint the Queen on this journey?
oh. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna make this go to Marcus.
Okay.
This one.
Oh.
Bonsai,
Ooh.
we're passing this question to Marcus.
Yes.
Marcus, what do you do to disappoint the Queen on this journey?
Everything. Every step, every move, every time I'm not standing straight, every time I'm too close. I can't see her eyes, but I know she's looking at me, and she's looking in disdain. I can't seem to do anything right, and I haven't been able to my entire life. Except for that one brief moment where I brought her an omelet she appreciated. She often gets really, really... She gets... Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think... Is it that when she looks at you, it is disdain for what your family represented, or disdain of possible triumph over her?
I don't believe that there is a way to defeat her, to win. The only victory I have is to die and make sure my lineage dies with me.
Do you think that maybe she has become more harsh because she knows of your plan to not continue your lineage?
Honestly, I don't think I can tell the difference between how she's ever been. As far as I know, she's always ever been just cold and hard and hateful. She's made of pain. She might know my plans, but in the end it won't matter.
Ooh.
Happy song, happy song, happy song, happy song.
Moving on. Claudia.
Yeah.
The Queen sometimes shows interest in your personal life. How do you respond to that? Why?
Every so often, if a tax that I am trying to push is not as efficient as she would like, it does not spur the money that she needs for the war, the queen inquires about personal things at my abode, but it is always wise to turn the conversation back to things that can be repurchased. A home, a horse, a priceless vase. It's always just very important to just bring up things that are collaterals. The more that you give personal information, I believe that is a tax upon yourself.
Okay. Oh, Lauren, you muted?
Nope.
Use your personal life to make her feel bad about.
Can you repeat that question? I think I lost the beginning of it.
So you are describing like aspects of your personal life to the queen in order to distract her from your not so bad taxes, or
No. It's more that if I'm ever disappointing in the amount of money that I can somehow earn for her, she asks personal questions, and I have learned to give answers that are about physical objects that are not important to me.
Oh.
So what happened when you told her about something that was important to you, like a person?
You know what? I had a really, really great horse. This horse was special to me. It was a gift. It was this beautiful, beautiful dark brown horse. And it was strong enough that it could make it to around the town in less than 5 minutes. It could just sweep it around.
Good horse.
Yes. The horse went missing. It just you know what? Horses can run very far, and the queen assures me that the horse ran away because it hated me because finances were lacking.
That does sound like horses are very, very notorious. Like they very much like to pay attention to the finance. Yeah, most horses work at the IRS.
They're very financial.
That tracks.
So
what was the horse's name?
Patricia.
It's a good horse name.
That's a good horse name.
Mm-hmm.
Patricia's with the stars now.
Patricia. Oh, Patricia ran away.
Patricia definitely ran away.
She's at a farm.
Upstate.
Very far upstate.
Away from the tax.
She went with a prince in another country.
You know what
She's
I
in
realized?
horse parades.
You're right.
Yeah.
She is in horse parades.
Anybody that loves something more than the queen, the thing that they love,
Disappears? Yeah. That's fine.
That's fine for me. That's great.
I love our queen.
queen. Yes, I love her.
Yes, I love the queen.
I love the queen.
This is my question. What makes the queen beautiful in your eyes?
Ooh.
I haven't seen the queen's face in a long time, but I have seen the queen's face because I have made things for her, and I think the queen. I will always remember that the queen has the very similar smile to my wife. And it is both tragic but also beautiful because it reminds me of her.
Oh.
How long has it been since you've seen her?
Since I've seen the queen,
No, your wife.
my wife, I think about 5 years.
Oh.
She's definitely also on a farm upstate.
Yeah, she ran away with Patricia. She
Farm.
told you she ran away on a horse. It's all weird.
On a
Yeah,
horse?
yeah. She turned into a horse and then ran away.
Yeah.
Here's my question. Do you believe that you are the only person that have seen the full face of the queen?
No, I think there are others. I mean, obviously, when she was a child and was born, I don't think she had a veil on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are we sure she was a child
But
and
I
was
think-
born?
that she. No, I am not confident on either of those 2 points. But I think that she. I don't think anyone's seen her face since she became queen, including me. I think I made clothing for her as a princess
Oh.
before she became queen. I guess that timing doesn't really check out, does it? She's
No.
been like 20 years.
Yeah.
How old is
So
your
they worked for her
character?
for 7.
As far as I know,
Oh,
she's been
yeah.
a queen my entire life. I think was something that I established, but it doesn't matter.
But I don't think anyone has seen her face. in a
Seen
long
her
time, so
face.
I did not
She's
make
seen
dresses
her
for her as a
face.
princess, but I have seen her face.
Question from chat was, what did you do that allowed you to see her smile?
Good question, chat. Thank you.
That's good.
She smiled when I introduced her to my wife.
Oh no!
Oh!
Well, you're like, oh, look at that smile. You both have the same smile. Isn't that weird? We're gonna get along. This is gonna be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think the king is definitely dead. Or also ran away. He turned into
He
Yeah, the
also ran
king also
away.
ran away to the farm.
I actually think
I think the king leads the military.
yes.
Oh.
I also think that now. That's a grand
Maybe?
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like military general, he's
Very
away
clay
at
heavy.
battle.
He does love to call.
He loves clay and then height arrangements. It's his number one strategy to win us this war.
And also the relative height of
Yeah.
people
He has plans.
and holding swords.
He's kind of freestyling this whole war planning thing.
Next question,
Question.
Bonsai. This is the flip side. You are considered ugly by almost everyone you meet. How does the queen make you question that perception?
I think it's because I'm not necessarily ugly in face. It's as a bard, I can say a few things, and maybe I have higher standards than other people. And there's no problem with having higher standards, And I may have said something, a quip here and there. It's fine. But it's obviously she keeps me by her side because she obviously sees the beauty in my truest personality. Everyone says that I am ugly in terms of just because, I say that their mother looks like a cow isn't really that bad.
Is it
if you
also
ask me.
true? Because if it's true, then we can't.
It's true.
Well, then-
I just had to, but I made it in a nice fanciful form.
Oh,
I did
you wrote a
tra-la-la,
poem about-
tra-cha-cha.
And a
Your
song
mother
about
looks like a cow, moo-moo.
I am the bard of irreverence.
But yes. So obviously she enjoys me and keeping me by her side and having the personal time that we do. I know that I do in fact have a beautiful, beautiful personality. She says I shine the brightest.
a beautiful personality. You shine bright.
Okay.
Any questions for
What's-
that?
So
You
this
have
is
one.
you're not afraid to sing the ugly. Oh no, I am not afraid to sing the ugly truth unless it is of the queen.
She doesn't have
That's-
any ugly truths.
That's smart.
She doesn't. She
Only
doesn't.
pretty
She's
truth.
obvious.
All of her ugly
Only
truths
pretty.
ran away to a farm somewhere. Bonsai.
Yes.
My question for your bard then is, do you think she laughs? Does the queen ever laugh with you or at you or? have you ever
Not
made
when
her
we're
laugh?
around people.
Oh.
I
Okay.
tell her secrets in the night of things that I've heard, tragedy,
Ooh.
rumors. She loves it, especially ones of the brokenhearted.
Oh.
Okay.
That does track with her whole thing.
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking
but-
about.
I know that she laughs because her veil moves slightly.
Is it like
Ooh.
a
Flutter.
huh?
It's the the
Oh,
nose
little-
laugh.
yeah,
that people do, like,
yeah.
Yes. She doesn't laugh aloud because halls can echo.
She's got a very embarrassing laugh. She's shy.
What?
She sounds like Tim Curry when she laughs.
Aw.
But yes. That's what soothes her into sleep at night, knowing all the ugly truths that people hide.
Yeah,
Or
she's
Lucifer.
great. I love the queen.
I feel like Bard.
Yes.
Does she like you more for your banter and jokes, or for your ability to find these truths through the court?
Honestly, I haven't really thought about that.
She's a narc.
No.
So I think it is because I find a lot of things because I of course know much more, so I can entertain her more. So I do, but I don't get me wrong. I do have a beautiful, excellent singing voice. Sha-la-la-la.
You wouldn't have been able to be head of the Bard College.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What happened to the previous Queen's Bard related to that?
We don't.
Oh, they retired. Got a handsome sum and retired.
To a farm.
Yeah, they just retired one day.
All right.
Bard. I have a question for you. Is there any particular song that the Queen requests of you? Any particular tune that you've come up with, or an old song from the days past?
Well, this is a song that I don't speak out loud. But the night when a fair lady with a beautiful smile went off, but not of her will.
Was there a horse?
Was she on a horse?
Of the quiet, I may have been sleeping in a bush during this time,
It's called
and may have heard the argument.
Yeah, in Bard College you didn't have dorms, so.
No. I was trying to find for inspiration.
Oh, so you were really like
You're
method
outside
barding.
under the moonlight, passed out because you were drunk.
No. Excuse me. I was speaking to my muse and drinking the water of inspiration.
Which there was taxed. That was taxed.
That
right?
That was tax.
Okay,
Okay,
wet
good.
tax. Good.
It was wet tax.
We need like universal symmetry with all of our storytelling here.
But yes. I heard of some things
that's-
that this woman did say, and how she did not want to go, for her lover still remained.
And
But she had to.
this is the Queen's favorite song.
Yes.
It makes sense. It's about her great choices. Wow.
And
oh
how
my gosh.
that she will never let. She would save her lover one day, and she will escape.
Wow.
Have you ever sang this song outside in court, or only to the Queen?
Only to the Queen. She specifically told me to never sing this in court. Because I the very other night, the next night when she called me to her chambers, I said, "Oh, I have a very, very, very interesting thing I have come across in the night of the moonlight."
Okay. Wow.
Wow. I like it. Marcus,
Yep.
you were summoned to a private meeting with the Queen once. Why did you feel disappointed afterwards?
I was told let me start over. I was carrying the ingredients that were delivered to the meats and various things. I was carrying it in a wheelbarrow that I did not repair, and it tipped over, and a lot of the meats fell into the dirt. I believe she or someone close to her alerted her of it. I believed she brought me up there.
Was it the Bard?
I will not say. I believe after the last 10 years that I do know who it might be. However, she brought me up there, and I had never seen her so angry. I'm not sure if it was about me necessarily, but I thought she might have called for my execution. She did not.
Why did you try to use the meat that you have dropped anyways?
I'm not a good cook. No, I don't know. Part of me felt shame. I didn't fix the wheelbarrow. I put the dirty meat back in the wagon. If I can't do anything right, then what's the point of doing anything other than wrong?
Are your meals personally sabotaged by you?
Do I intentionally make them badly?
I would never suggest that. Never. But
Yes.
But are they personally sabotaged?
Yeah.
They get sabotaged by, say, a person that is you.
I
You
don't.
have too much
The meals. Yeah, I'm trying to slowly kill the queen with sodium. I don't. I always. I think when it comes to the meals, I don't really put any effort into them. I don't really see a point.
Did you used to? Have you ever?
When I was young, I told my father that I wanted to be a cook. I wanted to work in a bakery. I wanted to make food. And then the queen found out. And this is all I do now. I'd like to think in a different time and place, I might have actually become what I wanted to be. But now, I'm left with you four and her.
What did you want to be?
Free?
What happened to your father?
The same thing that happens to everyone in my family.
Farm upstate.
That's a nice way of saying curse, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Financier.
That's all.
What did you bring with you to protect the queen?
I am going to pass this question.
Oh.
Okay. So this question goes to me. What did I bring with me to protect the queen? Brought myself. And a willingness to sacrifice myself if need be. Put myself in between the queen and whatever is going to bring her harm. All right. Next question then.
Yes, next question.
All right. Bonsai, there is a false rumor about you and the queen back at the royal court. What is it?
Ooh.
How did it start?
Well, obviously, it's not a false rumor.
Ooh,
Oh!
what is it?
Someone say that we are more than just a bard and our queen. Yes. But yes, of course, because they're all just jealous of me. Because of course I have such storytelling and beautiful lyrics that she sings to her at night. How do you think I of course I share the bed with the queen. I soothe her into sleep.
Oh, okay.
Like, soothe her or soothe her? I mean, I was gonna make a looter gesture.
I
but that's
saw a
good.
looter gesture.
a looter gesture.
As they say, I am equipped with many musical instruments.
Okay, here's my question. All right.
Let me update the. I'm gonna update the thing to mature now.
Okay. My question is, do you think this rumor has protected you from others due to their fear of the queen?
Oh.
Because if the fear loses their one and only, or
Well, I feel like yes, I am her one and only, but I have to be very careful because many want to be her one and only bard. Of course.
So it also puts a target on your back.
Yes, but
Okay.
I have all the pleasures in life. I see no strife. My stomach is full. I'm not as affected. Like, how do you think I get so much of my muse water?
That's fair. Muse water is because you would need a queen.
Question:
You
Is
would need a
there
queen to get the
a
muse
wet
water.
tax on muse water?
If it comes from the
Water
well.
exempt from the wet tax.
As long as it is, you know what? Actually, I believe the queen has a sigil, and that if it's carried in the sigil of the queen's sigil cup, it's not taxed at all.
Yes.
I was definitely hearing Sejon or something. I was like,
Sejon.
what?
It's my Sejon.
So like, there's like a queen vasane,
Sigil, yeah.
and that you can't tax that. And there's actually a very, very high death tax if you decide to try to fake one. So.
Oh.
It's very low.
Wait, a death tax? Is it a death tax
death
on
tax.
on vases? Like if they make a fake queen's vase, they kill you, and that's the tax?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the tax, you
Okay.
pay a death tax by being dead.
Yes, you are all correct.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, that's fair.
But yes.
That all makes sense to me.
That tracks.
Okay.
But yes.
All right.
I may be an alcoholic, maybe.
Oh.
The queen is not your queen. Why do you serve her anyway?
Was this for me?
It's for me.
Yep.
Okay. Pass.
Ooh.
Pass that to Claudia. Do you want to answer?
You can also pass too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
you can keep passing until someone says no to the question.
I will also pass.
Queen is not your queen. Why do you serve her anyway? I'm just gonna keep going down this road and think that it gets weirder and weirder.
Your wife is your queen.
I'm convinced she
Ooh.
stole my wife's face.
Oh, like the lady from Return to Oz.
Because I saw it that one time, and my memory of it is maybe not strong, and I feel like the glimpses of her smile that I have seen then remind me too much of my wife's, and I think she stole my wife's face.
Ooh.
So I don't know if she is my queen or not my queen, but I will serve her anyway.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, I think it probably also came from somewhere else, perhaps a different kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you're from. Why did you decide
I'm married
to...
into this country.
Oh, you married into
Yeah,
this kingdom.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
Because this is one that, you wanna come to.
Oh, why is it that your wife did not choose to go to your kingdom then?
I think because her family was better off than mine. They had a better station here. Maybe not like quite council good, but they were like upper merchants, and I was I'm a little too like country girl working class. Like I was mostly a weaver, and then I became a tailor, but not quite the as well connected as my wife's family.
Oh.
And I don't think they are at war. I think this is like a small neighboring country. We're probably supporting this kingdom in the war because they're between us and the people that they're fighting, and they would destroy us if we didn't support them.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So it's like a kind of a convenience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are the Eastern Bloc.
Yeah. Okay.
Questions.
All right. Bonsai.
Oh.
When was the last time the queen showed you real kindness?
Oh, actually, no. That would be the from real kindness, because I'm not. I think the one time she showed me actual real kindness is when I drank, of course, too much of the muse water. And she told me that it was enough.
She could have done more than that.
She could have.
She could have done more than that.
But
And
the
is
fact
that the kindness? The kindness is that she didn't send you to a farm upstate?
well, no, I would. I mean, Why, of course, she loves me. She would never send me away. I am better than all of her previous bards.
Oh, so is this
know.
now? Is this something that to your statement on the you're better than all of our previous bards? Is that something that you tell yourself, or is that something you know is true in your heart?
Did you win nationals?
Do you have to fake it till you make it? Are you going to be ready for regionals?
Okay, let me think. No, I think it's just something I tell myself.
Oh, okay. Is it because you have
Because
to, like,
she obviously stopped me from
Yes.
spiraling down and downwards into a stupor.
Yeah. Okay.
So she now limits the amount of muse water I can have.
Is she your only source of muse water by any chance? And what
It's just very
happens-
expensive cost. I am
What
a creature of high taste and high caliber.
And what happens if you don't get your muse water?
The song's just, I don't want to know. It's a dark period in my life without the muse.
Is it
How can I make music?
muse juice?
Without the muse juice, you might not get the song. Without the song.
Is the financier?
And also the muse juice opens my eyes to maybe secrets in people's minds.
Ooh,
It's not just regular.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, this is some special muse juice. Muse
Some-
I like
water.
this muse
It's
juice.
a special queen's specific
Oh,
muse
the
juice.
queen muse
Mu-
juice.
it's the
juice.
queen's muse juice, muse water, song sauce.
Song sauce.
Cloud
Song sauce. All right, Marcus.
Well, I do like that. Yeah, I do like that. The liquid tax. I love the wet tax. It's my
I love
current
it.
favorite
Wet
world building
tax.
I've
How
seen in a
does
while.
the queen remind you of her status while on the journey?
I have to walk behind the wagon.
You don't get to sit at all?
No.
Take a break?
I am allowed to lean when the wagon stops. Otherwise, I'm holding up.
She's in a carriage. She
Or
can't be in a
carriage, sorry,
wagon.
carriage. A carriage is just a fancy wagon. Let's be real. I'm gonna stop the stream right now. Let's be real. Wagons, just less fancy carriages.
Now,
Yeah, no, you're
where do
right.
carts fit in?
What about surreys?
I don't know what that
Carriages
is.
without tops.
How about a surrey with a fringe on top? Does that count as a carriage or
Not in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma? Chicks and ducks and geese better scurry
And we're
when
done.
night.
Bring it back together.
Okay.
Bring it back together.
Question then.
Yes.
So how does besides just walking behind the carriage? Yes.
Everyone else gets to sit in or on a carriage or the carriage.
I feel like some horses, yeah, too.
Well, horses get to be in the carriage for sure.
What would happen if you did not keep up with the carriage?
I never thought of that. And that's, I think, saying something.
The financier's mind is all about this.
The financier's mind is the carriage to my wagon.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're getting there. We're over halfway through, so soon-ish we might encounter our final card.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
And this game may come to a conclusion. So soon, we'll see.
This is
We'll
round
see. It
one
could be,
of it,
could be
really.
the bottom card. Hard to say.
Could be. Could be.
Claudia, when did you know you were in love with the queen?
Secrets.
In fairness, we all love the queen.
No, we all love
We all
the
love
queen.
We all
There's-
love the queen.
We love her.
I love her.
love her. There was a time, shortly after my horse went adrift.
I'm sorry, I just started singing Les Mis in my head.
Yeah.
Oh, was that a song?
I'm so sorry.
There was a time when right after my horse went adrift, where the council was taking a extended leave because the queen was going to go to her beauty shellac in the mountains, and the council didn't need to go there. So I had 2 months, and in that 2 months, I sat and I devised using multiple carts and
Yo, are we gonna just-
identities. And
Are we just gonna leave it there?
No,
The
I'm-
beauty shellac?
yeah, the
said-
beauty shellac.
Wait, is that like
That's
furniture
Like
shellac?
shellac,
shellacking.
Oh,
like shellacking.
What is it?
I'm
Chalet got it.
Chalet. Okay, I was like
beauty
sports,
chalet.
like, like sports chalet. I pulled up a
He's
picture.
covered in
Has
bug
a-
goo?
Beauty chalet?
It's shellac, everybody. Look at the shellac.
Chalet, like a winter, like a mountain
Like a
spring.
sports chalet,
Yeah,
you know.
like a
No, I understand this, but she has a beauty chalet? What?
yeah.
Don't you?
I mean, every
I could probably go with her.
every
Yeah.
decade she goes
Okay,
out.
so every decade she goes to the beauty chalet.
Yes.
Once a decade.
Was it for 2 months? It's a long.
I love playing with you, by the way.
I didn't even get to the part.
So keep going.
So beauty chalet. She's there for 2 months. The council was adjourned. In that time, I thought perhaps I also will go to a chalet in another country, for an extended period, forever. And it was only when I was at the border and I was cold and wet and in handcuffs did I realize that perhaps I truly did love the queen, and I was wrong for ever doubting the queen and her love, and since then I have nothing but devotion for the queen.
Do you?
Why were you in handcuffs?
Well,
Separate incident.
the council, if a sudden need came to it, they would have to all be summoned by the queen, and the queen feared that my distance away from the castle meant that I would not be able to come to her need if time came to it.
Okay.
How did the queen know you were so far away?
That I still don't know. I thought my third identity would keep me safe. I thought the hands that I paid were
Good.
noble and very
Was this before
quiet.
or after your horse disappeared?
It was after. It was a couple weeks after. I still do not know who told the queen that I was taking a leave of absence, but to this day, if I ever figured out, there would be a new tax levied, I believe, because that was as a result. I am now under certain restrictions. I know too much about the financial coffers, and I am never to vacate the queen's presence in case she has a question about the finances.
Can I ask you a question, slightly unrelated to this particular thing, but it was something I was thinking about. When you travel with the queen,
Ever since,
are you frequently, when she does go on travels, are you usually sitting with her? Are you on top of the carriage, or?
Oh no, I have I'm in the money cart.
The money cart. Okay.
The money cart that locks from the outside to keep it safe.
So when is there a window? There's no windows.
Windows are not good for money. It'll get old. You have to keep
That's true.
that
If
sealed.
you don't spend the money,
yes.
if the money gets too exposed to air and you don't spend
Yeah,
it
it
all,
gets
it
stale.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
stale.
then if it gets wet, you have to wet tax the money.
And
So-
that would be such a loop.
That'd be a tragedy. So when you are out there, whenever they stop, do they lock you in with the money?
What do you mean?
Well, it only opens from the out. You said inside?
Oh no, it opens from it locks from the outside to keep the money secure. And I make sure that nothing happens
lock.
to it.
Okay.
So you're also the guard for the
I
money?
am the financier.
When you are on
I
these
protect
roads
it.
and there has to be a stop and you get out, do you ever look into the field and see if you see a brown, beautiful horse?
Not anymore.
Okay.
All right. My question. Ooh. You think of someone in this retinue as the queen's favorite. Who? What makes you think this? I feel like the answer is fairly obvious. I think that the bard is the queen's favorite.
Oh.
And very clearly, the bard is allowed in the queen's presence, even when myself or the chef would not be. People who have even us who have seen the queen in maybe her more intimate moments are still not permitted as much time or attention from the queen as the bard is.
Ooh, question. Do you think the king knows of the bard?
No.
Secondary.
I have read some letters over her shoulder.
Secondary question: were you ever the queen's favorite?
No. I think I am a category of favorite, like her favorite X, but not her favorite overall.
Oh, you're her favorite
I'm her favorite designer.
That's
Her favorite
couture.
couturier. Favorite fashionista, I think. I don't remember.
Favorite fashion.
Yeah, I don't
girl.
think I am her overall favorite. I've never played a game of For the Queen with a good queen or like a nice queen. They're always like evil monsters that are sort of mysterious, and I love it.
Look at this one.
I mean, she could be cool though.
is-
Like she could be cool.
Yeah, but I love it.
She's so chill.
She kicks me.
I love it. All right.
My turn.
What brings out the queen's cruelty?
Oh.
What doesn't, perhaps?
No. Obviously, when it looks like someone isn't as loyal to her, or puts her first.
Oh.
That is,
Someone puts her first, or someone doesn't put her first?
That doesn't put her first, because
Yeah,
she is, of course, the queen and foremost. That is why when sometimes I hear things, and I tell her the things that I hear, that sometimes those people get somehow punished, in small ways. She never really is cruel. I've never seen her very cruel. She lightly disciplines them. Like when that when that poor beautiful fancier tried to go away. I mean, I had to tell her. I had to. It is my job. And of course I always she needs to be loved.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know if she just never had enough love as a child.
I don't know if she had any.
I don't know if she was a child.
But she is obsessed with people in love with her.
Does it give her power? One way or another.
One way or another it does. But I feel like when she feels that she most appreciated, she seems more lively, more energetic.
Okay. She seems great.
Is it everyone needs to put her first, or does she have specific requirements of certain people who have to put her first?
No. All of her subjects must put her first.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one and only. She is the queen, and as far goes, like even the king is never even really in charge. He's a totally.
He's
hers.
a figurehead.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Perhaps. All right. Marcus.
Okay.
You saw the queen. I haven't played this game enough to have remembered all the questions. This one's great. You saw the queen do something terrible to keep the retinue safe. What was it? Did you come to respect her more or less afterwards? We're the retinue.
I would like to pass that to Claudia.
There was word of an ambush from the other kingdom. I believe this was news that was delivered on a very fast horse that gave us these news on a scroll that was rolled up and tied to an arrow. So they didn't even get that close in the camp. But it thunked on her carriage, and she opened it. I could see. We were in council. We were discussing finances, and she told me as she read it that there was an ambush placed in the village ahead of us.
Okay.
We were going to be going through, and so this was an ambush planned. She did not know whether by a rebel force, or by angry villagers, or by an enemy kingdom. And so she did what she had to. She had her, because obviously she has soldiers that they follow behind or close, ahead. Surround the village. Surround the village, and she burned it down.
Yep, that sounds like our queen.
Yep.
Queen.
She made sure that if any rebellion member or any ambush heir who is leaving the burning houses would get pushed back in. And so we were protected by this great fire.
This terrible, never mind, this wonderful
the
fire.
follow-up then is, did you come to respect her more or less afterwards?
I respected the power she wielded.
Oh.
Okay. I'm sure she would like that answer.
Probably.
Any
All right.
questions?
I think my other question was, in this village, did they spare anybody
No,
from this fire?
they could be a rebel. They could be an ambushee. There was
yes, an
no
ambushee.
hesitation. And the queen lived. She went through the ashes, and she was not harmed.
Ah.
Yup.
Yup.
All right, this question for me. Why do you think the queen trusts you enough to bring you on this journey? I think she knows that she has power over me and that I have had many opportunities to attempt to harm her, to do her wrong, and I have never done it because she wields power over me that I cannot fight against.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you ever thought about leaving? Has it ever passed your mind?
I won't say it hasn't. I certainly have considered that perhaps giving up on someone who I really refuse to believe is not dead. Perhaps they are, and I am holding out a false hope, and that hope is giving me, keeping me trapped. But I still say, she has my wife's smile.
It's a bummer.
Yeah, well, I love the queen.
Yeah,
You know,
she's
don't
great. We all love the queen.
We love the queen.
Right?
Love the queen.
Love
We
the
do.
queen.
We love her.
We love her.
We love her. We love her.
Right.
The queen is under attack. You defend her.
Of course I will defend her. She's my queen. Although I do not have any fighting skills, I will bravely flail my arms and stop Up's dagger. Hopefully.
The queen is under attack. Do you defend her?
The last thing she said to me was, "Get out of my way." So no, I will get out of the way of an arrow coming straight for her face if necessary to follow her orders. I love the queen.
Oh no, the carriage is locked from the outside. I don't know how I'm gonna get out and help her. Oh no!
Such a weasel!
If only I could help her, but alas, I have to protect the coffers. For heaven forbid she dies, this kingdom has to rebuild itself from these taxes. And so this part of the taxes will go towards farming initiatives, and this part of the taxes will go towards, obviously, the Who Wants to Be the Next Queen competition, because that's how it works, because I don't think she had any children. So, I just can't. This money is so valuable.
Yeah, you gotta stay in there, grab that money.
Gotta grab that money.
Yeah.
The queen is under attack. Do you defend her? I do. Much like the bard, I think I throw myself on whatever weapon is coming towards her, because she is the only hope that I have. And I would rather die without knowing.
Ooh.
I guess, yeah, chat. Would you say?
Chat.
The queen is under attack. Do you defend her? And that, I think, is where we will take a short break.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I think we'll come back and maybe play a mid-length game. So I'll put the
Yeah.
card halfway in between. So we'll kind of have a slightly shorter game. The length of this game can vary depending both on where you put the card in there, and also depending on how many questions you all ask. If you only ever ask the questions on the card, then the game will be a lot faster. But if you are like us and you like to ask each other a lot of questions, then each question is actually like 4. So it takes 4. Cool. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with have you pick our next queen, and we will tell a whole new story. So stick with us. We'll see you in a few.
Yes.
Hello and welcome back to Game Night on Gen Con TV. I am Random Tuesday. You may not see me here very often, but I am the one that does the schedules.
She's the boss lady.
Schedule, girl.
So I am the streaming coordinator for Gen Con. I am joined by one of our hosts from Table Takes. I didn't have all of you introduce yourself earlier. I realized we just went straight into playing this game. So I'm joined by one of our Table Takes hosts. Bonsai, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. I am Bonsai Baby. I'm a host on Table Takes on Gen Con, and also I do woodworking on every other day. And also now I am dedicated to the cult that is Animal Crossing.
Good call.
So you can see me all around on Twitch and Twitter and all that jazz.
And I'm going to interrupt the thing that I forgot to do and with another interruption because we should run the poll to decide our next queen. I was like, why don't we do
yes.
I'm just...
Now I have to put we won't be able to introduce
we have
ourselves. 3
more queens to pick from. We used queen number 4 already, so we would like chat your input. Please vote on queen 1, 2, or 3 that we will use for our next slightly shorter game. Kind of demonstrate how flexible this game is. I like all of them. I don't think you can see me, but I can show them to the players.
They're on the screen.
No, yeah,
they're on the screen.
Describe them.
There is a druid, elderly lady. There is a horned warrior, and there is woman with dog.
Woman with dog.
Woman with dog. And I think they're all great. So go ahead and vote for which queen. You can vote in the chat up above. The poll is open. And while we are waiting for people to decide, who else are we joined by? We are joined by Marcus. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Marcus, or Best Kinda Worse on Twitter. I am the studio manager for Gen Con TV. I usually am the person running and making these streams kind of work. You can follow me on Twitter, hang out. I do stuff sometimes. I'm on a really cool podcast called Shattered Sky with this one GM'd by this one. You can check that out, Shattered Sky Podcast. Also check out Fireside with Peter Atkinson. If you like to get behind the scenes in D&D 3rd edition and Magic the Gathering, you can get that here at Gen Con TV by simply, I'm typing in a button into the computer right now.
Type in
and there
the
we go.
button.
And here we go.
Buttons.
Bam. In link.
What was that?
Sorry, that was also we're doing a non-Gen Con sponsored giveaway. I'm giving away Marcus bobbleheads. So if you want a bobblehead of Marcus,
untrue.
It says it. I got this from David Funko himself. He made this for me.
No. David Productions, Marco Funko.
Funko, I forgot. Yeah.
Marco Funko.
It's not sponsored by Gen Con, but like outside the back of my car.
And finally, the last person joining us. Who are you?
Hi, my name is Claudia. I'm on the Twitch and Twitter. I go by Jackie Dash. JAKIDASH. I can decide how loud the bell is. I know the world and how it works now. I know that quiet time means quiet bell and loud time means gong.
So who are you and what are you doing?
So I stream sometimes and I play RPGs a lot. Like I play RPGs with this one, and I played RPGs with this one, and I play RPGs with this one. So it's really nice.
You are a friend of Gen Con.
I am. It's really cool to be in part of the Gen Con.
A friend con.
A friend con.
Do you when do you usually stream?
Well, I usually stream on Monday, Fun Days. It's where we play long form games. Right now we're playing through Wild Arms 3, and I believe we're going to embark soon on Batman.
Yeah.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. All right. With that, chat, you have successfully chosen Queen number 3, Old Lady Druid, as I like to refer to her as.
Old Lady Druid.
In fairness, I will say this about all of them. I love this art. I love all of the art.
I think she is young Lady Druid, and how dare you say that?
Yeah, she's only like 300 years old.
Yeah.
We'll find out as we tell the story. Maybe she's Benjamin Buttoning it.
Yeah, that's actually...
that's very fair. Okay.
That'd be a good part for Brad Pitt.
Yeah, we don't know. So we are going to just really quickly, briefly go over how this game works again. This game is called For the Queen. Essentially, you don't have to select a visual prompt to use, but they have supplied you several you can pick from. So we have, with your help chat, selected our visual prompt for our queen. And I will read the kind of intro story again. The land you live in has been at war for as long as any of you have been alive. The Queen has decided to undertake a long and perilous journey to broker an alliance with a distant power. The Queen has chosen all of you and no one else to be her retinue and accompany her on this journey. She chose you because she knows that you love her. And so what we'll do is we'll take turns reading the question prompts, and by take turns, I'll read the question prompts, but we'll take turns who answers them. Traditionally, at a table, you would take turns reading them. And we will take turns answering the question prompts, and over the course of answering these questions, we will build out the nature and story of our world. And this one is not connected to the other one, so we have an entirely different queen, an entirely different world, and we will become entirely new characters. I love this game. It is a great pick up and play. It is the neighborhood night scream where I am.
It's
My neighbors have started doing this thing where at about 8 p.m. they begin screaming.
They do something similar in Vancouver, but it's at 7.
Yeah, the nightly scream. So, with that, who would like to start with the first question to answer this time?
I will take it. I have courage and faith.
She's got it.
It is the time of the nightly scream.
The nightly scream. The nightly scream.
So I will take courage and step forward.
Our first question. And to be clear, you can put there's an end card, which is the queen is under attack. And I put it somewhere in the middle this time, and last time I put it slightly further down, so that will kind of influence how long the game is. But worst case scenario, I'll just mess around and pretend that it's higher up.
Oh, I got it!
What? I drew the card. Claudia, what brings out the queen's kindness?
Ooh.
I think the queen is kind to everyone she sees. I think she believes that all life is valuable. I think it is a kindness to just be a part of this small retinue, protecting her and taking her to this conversation in another kingdom. What was the question again, Lauren?
What brings out the queen's kindness?
And I think it's just she enjoys seeing those who are lively and joke and have fun when life is tough.
Okay.
I think it brings out our kindness.
Ooh.
So she's sort of kind to others when they are jovial, and she sort of responds to the people around her. Does she do anything to like foster that? Does she like hold events? Is this like something that she has tried to make more prevalent in the kingdom?
I think in her youth, she had revels. She participated in that revels, and I think she set aside. Yeah. Someone clip that, please. Someone clip that for us. I think I need to send that to my mom. Okay. In her youth, she was a part of. She had held revels, and I think, she has put money towards those arts, and I think this war is kind of taking that money from the arts, and I think she wants to end the war so her kingdom can be jovial again.
So, has the war only been happening in her lifetime? Do we think?
I think the war got more serious in her lifetime. I think there's always been a battle in the corner of the realm, but now perhaps because war always changes, the battle became a little bit closer to her kingdom and affects people.
Okay.
That I do remember that famous saying, "War always changes."
War always changes. My question. Ooh. So I took the questions that we didn't answer last time and then put most of those towards the top. So there'll be some that we've seen before, definitely, but a good chunk of the first ones we won't have seen, like this one. Ooh. Queen is responsible for the death of someone you loved. Who? What happened?
Ooh. That's a good question.
Ooh.
I think this is a very I think I have an older brother, and my older brother was he is dead, and he was a he was like a general in her army, and I don't think I talk about this. I don't think I always like say the I don't think I've ever said this to her face, but I blame her for sending him into a fight that he could not win.
Okay.
Oh. Do you think she had malicious intentions?
I think I'm very conflicted about that. That on one hand, I don't want to believe that she did, that it was just purely a military decision. But on the other hand, I don't think I've ever fully gotten over my grief. That to me, that I've conflated this blame of her, that she was responsible for his death because she could have somehow prevented him from taking on that mission. Whether that is true or not is somewhat irrelevant to me.
Mm-hmm.
She did this. She should not have. If she was a queen, she would not have sent our troops in. A good queen, she would not have sent our troops into a war they could not, a fight they could not win.
Has she ever apologized to you?
I have never told her that I blame her for this.
Oh.
Do you think she knows in any way?
Hard to say. I think she knows a lot. She is quite wise, and that is why I am also so angry about this, because she should have known better. And why didn't she? Why didn't she show otherwise? Why did she do something so foolish, so foolhardy? It is out of character for her in my eyes.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, Bonsai.
Yes.
What do you do for the queen that no one else can do?
What do I do for the queen that no one else can do? I would say that the queen is very religious in her beliefs. That's why she loves nature so much, because she believes in the deity of gods and trees and plants and life. And she just always has a very heavy weight on her shoulder, and most of the time she comes to the chapel, of course, me being the head priest, and confesses all of her worries and woes, and I try to like set her on what I believe is our God's path to the best path to save the most lives. And she comes to me with that as her constant, like, just to
Are you the only one then that she confides these worries in?
As being the head priest, we don't want to of course put the nation in danger, that maybe she doesn't feel as confident in herself sometimes.
Okay.
And so when of course I pass to the great dearth, the great below.
I like the great dearth because it's
the
like
great
dead
dearth.
earth. The great
earth. Yes. When I pass to the great earth, my apprentice shall read my notes and drink of the water of memory.
Which is not taxed in this kingdom.
No
This is a
taxes.
different world.
No water tax.
No water tax.
There's no wet tax here.
Yes. But and then she will have to rely on my younger self. But she has been in long life, or not my younger self, but my
the one you are molding in your image.
Yes.
Have you always been, or did you? Because is she older than you? Like, did you take on this role from someone else?
She is far older. She is far older than me. Unfortunately, my master before me passed due to an illness, a rot in the lungs.
Oh.
But I drank of his waters, and I know.
Hydration. I just saw what you posted in chat, Marcus.
You're welcome.
It's good.
Our great priest.
Thank you.
Does I don't want to get too far into this world building, but I want to dip my foot into this water.
We're gonna get about an hour in.
Yeah. Is there any kind of like, for this religion, like let's say we have there's this water, is there kind of like, what is the main foundation? What is the main rule that you have to do to be pious in this? What is the main?
One must not take life in excess. That be animals or plants, because all life is precious, because once we die, we commit our bodies down to the ground and we become everything.
I love
Yes,
compost.
so the less taking of lives when you had to, but mostly also the death of one to preserve many is the greatest achievement.
Okay.
Like martyring. Martyrs are
Mhm.
cool. Okay.
They're,
Yes,
they're
we
really
were-
in this kingdom.
Yeah, that we were never really wanting to be in this war.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Marcus, your
Yes.
first question. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do that pleases the queen on this journey? I think we got all the positive questions in this
Yeah.
section. I think I shuffled them all together.
Yeah, so that worked pretty nicely, actually.
Yeah. What do you do that pleases the queen on this journey?
I believe my mere company pleases her. I believe that me being here makes her happy, and that's why she brought me.
Is there when on this journey so far has she been happiest with you? Like what?
With me?
Yeah. Like what is a moment of just pure where you can tell she was very happy?
When she stepped out of the carriage when we took the break near that river. The one that she stepped out into and dipped her toes in. She saw me. And it was almost like she didn't expect me to be there. And she smiled. I think that was the happiest, at least I've seen her. But that could just me being biased.
Claudia, your first question. Why are some others at the royal court jealous of your relationship with the queen?
I am so lucky to be adopted into this family. Some people would kill and murder, even though it's against our religion.
That's the only reason why.
to get their child to be adopted. But no, we grew up, as we know, our queen was born of her mother as customary, and in birth that mother died. So much like puppies, you need to have two. So I was adopted.
Wait, so you're her adopted brother or sister or sibling?
Sibling.
Okay, you're the adopted sibling.
Oh, so you grew up together.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're a prince. Or a princess.
Yeah.
Foolish.
I don't. Yeah.
Like you're
I think sister. I think it's a sister.
Okay.
Oh wait, does that mean that? Okay, never mind. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So Queen's mother died in childbirth,
Yes.
and then they were like, "I guess we need a spare." So they
Yes,
adopted
exactly. You find one of those urchins. And
This one
just
looks
bring
the
them
saddest.
in
Bring
here.
them in.
Bring the sad one in. Yes, that one that's crying. Bring that one
Was
in.
it like a pageant? Was it just like
No. It's one of those.
Oh my gosh, I would love if this
the
was like a
nation's
talent show.
saddest child?
Yeah, the nation's saddest child will become the royal.
Look how loud my cries
Or was
are.
it like a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory sort of thing? Like,
Oh, did you find that golden ticket?
I think it was one of those. The queen, young, was playing with a bunch of kids. Kickball or the sort.
Yeah, the kickball.
And
yes, the kickstick game.
the king came out and said, "Everyone go home," and then I couldn't go home because I was an urchin. So he's like, "I guess you're in."
I don't have a home to go to.
Did the
More
king take you in, or
porridge,
did the queen
please,
say,
queen.
"Come with me"?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Say
Oh,
more.
did the queen say? Was it the child queen when you were playing with her? Did she make the effort to bring you in, or was it the family?
I believe it was my dear sister who decided that like I have a spare bedroom. Come live with us,
Sister Queen. Okay.
Sister Queen. So I have been loyal to the queen ever since.
Okay. Wow, you must be old too.
Ancient.
was a child.
Ancient.
I'm basically dead. Ooh, this one's for me. This one we've seen before. What makes the queen ugly in your eyes?
Oh.
You all have these lovely, nice, this generous, charitable queen. I think that the queen is foolish. That she is a poor military leader. She does not understand the intricacies of conflict and combat and war. She doesn't believe. She believes that peace can be found in ways that I do not think are possible. And she is failing to consider others. I think she. Yes, this is why is she disappointing me? But I think her ugliness is in her unwillingness to see her own faults.
Okay.
That she has blinded herself to the belief that she is such a good queen because she has done these nice things. She has been kind to people. She is pleasant. She cares. But that at the end of the day, all of that is hollow and empty. And my brother is dead.
Oh, God. Thanks.
Oh, puppy.
Oh, there's a puppy.
Okay, this
that was
question
the
is for
bang.
Bucky.
That was him up, like, basically headbutting his way into the door.
Right.
Can we ask the puppy a question?
Stop growling. You're fine.
I guess my question for you, Lauren,
Yes.
why did you come on this retinue if you think the queen foolish and bad and ugly and responsible for brother's death?
Or did you have a choice?
A little bit I didn't have a choice. I think I don't quite know what my role is. We'll see as the questions play out. But I don't think I had a lot of choice. And I also, I don't want, I'm tired and sick of this war. But I don't think the queen can achieve peace. So
Okay.
I'm here to try and do whatever it is I can do to make sure that happens. Perhaps I am a diplomat of some sort.
Okay.
If, changed. I think my brother's death changed me from whatever it was I was doing to taking a much more active and involved role in the politics of our nation.
Fair.
Okay.
Banzai.
Yes.
What brings out the queen's cruelty?
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, yes. The hurting of children.
Ooh.
Okay.
Like
So
this-
when someone
Children
is
and puppies.
children, no, but when she hears word of a child being mistreated, she is there to in some cases maybe a little bit too cruel. She does care for the youth, I believe, most because they have the most life potential.
Does she involve herself in legal affairs that are related to children? Like if there's like a court case or something, does she suddenly just show up?
Yes, that's is unfortunately in many current circumstances it makes it kind of hard in court to receive other news because the children cases come up first.
Oh,
We
always.
only
The
deal with
court-
children's cases.
Children.
Other
actually...
ones she's not as attentive.
Okay. Oh.
Okay.
Oh. So okay.
All right, so don't murder children, but it's fine if they're an adult.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're not supposed to take any lives, but
No, that's
you
true.
sacrifice yourself. That's
Don't be
fine.
mean to children, only be mean to adults, is what I'm hearing.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Marcus,
Yes.
when did you know you would never forgive the queen and why?
Ooh.
When I was young, I remember I had fallen. I scraped my knee, and tears streamed down my face. She walked over. She put her hand on my cheek, and it felt like gold, and not cold or hard, but it felt like security, safety. I knew as a small child right then and there that that was the happiest moment of my life. I'm I'm grateful. But she has never made me feel that safe after. So I think I will always slightly hold it against her.
That's tragic.
No.
He's not getting kicked while cooking eggs. So,
Yes,
like
true, but like, you will never forgive her for the kindness that she showed you once, because she can never live up to those expectations again.
Yeah. Wah.
How
I
do
think
you?
we're the terrible ones this time.
oh no, for sure.
we're-
We're all like super passive aggressive and like
Yeah.
Oh, you don't love me as much as when I was a child?
rebel.
Yeah. That one time you were nice to me and you've never been that nice to me again. Ugh,
Sure.
I'll never.
Maybe that's just in the kingdom. They're like, when you got older, her love for you is.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, she prefers children. Oh God.
Does she take their souls?
No!
Why is she old?
How
Why
old is she?
She's been alive for so long. Okay, Claudia.
Ah,
Part of this journey. Just moving quickly on.
yeah, it's fine.
Leave more questions to be answered. What part of this journey will be most difficult? How do you pull the rest of the retinue through it?
I sing songs.
Like what? Like what?
Oh,
Can
we're on our way up the hill, up the hill. We're on our way up the hill. Whoa there, that's a rock, that's a rock, that's a rock right there. We're passing it, and here we go. Okay, there's a river right there, right there. The river is moving real fast. Don't fall in.
No.
And
Splash.
pretty much that. I think I have no 2 notes on a guitar, and so it just goes dee 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 dee. So it's like I am learning.
It's a 2-string guitar.
You're
I know
like
2 notes.
you're like this guy I went to high school with. That's all I got. Take that, Devin. I don't know.
That's right,
Hey Devin. Hey Devin from Glendale, Arizona. I don't think you can play
I
guitar.
guess your song suggested that it was like a hill. Is this a particularly like mountainous region?
Oh
that we
yeah.
have? Or-
I will state that our country lives in a valley, which is so luscious and green and full of life and plants and fruits and muse water everywhere. So to
Untaxed
get
This water is universal, but
Yeah.
it's untaxed.
Yeah.
so to get out, we have to go up the valley side, which is a mountain basically, and then go back down. And we actually don't know what's the other side of that hill. That's where warriors die, over that mountain hill. So now we have to go where all those warriors are dying. We don't really have good maps. It's like a sea serpents out there.
They die. They don't bring the maps back.
No.
Right. Right.
So I use my good stories and my good jokes and my good songs. And
Where did you learn these jokes and songs and stories?
honestly, a lot of them are probably inside jokes from it's your dog story.
This is like you and the queen. Okay, so
Yeah.
you don't necessarily make it easier for us.
Oh, I think you guys eventually figure out to laugh when we make good jokes.
Ha 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 ha.
Exactly.
Yes, that was quite amusing.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
All right.
But the
My
queen
question.
and I are amused. We probably Cat's Cradle as well.
That's great.
What promise did the queen make to you before this journey? Do you think she'll keep it?
Ooh.
I actually want to pass this, Claudia, this question, Bonsai. I want to see you answer this question.
Can you repeat it one more time?
What promise did the queen make to you before this journey? Do you think she'll keep it? I feel like she would have made promises to you. You're the priest.
Yes, yes.
knows all
The
her
priest would be a promise to me was to get a better tactician. There's too many lives being lost
Okay.
in this war. We do not want to be in this war. Please have peace, and if you cannot have peace, hire a tactician.
So she has admitted her flaws to you.
Oh.
Okay, admit them. She's such a bad queen.
Her? She's bad?
Are you sure? She you know what though? She tells a great story.
Well, it's not. It's just a fault. It's a fault in herself, and she really believes that if she isn't the perfect queen in every other way, that
Yes,
you
she
will, that the country will grow into ruin.
That's fair.
But we are all humans and must commit to the dirt.
Okay, I like this. I like the sacred dirt that we have.
Sacred dirt.
Dearth.
Dearth.
The dirt.
Well, that's the name of the dirt.
Dearth.
Dirt.
Marcus,
Yeah.
you saved the queen's life once. How?
Well, here's the other half of the story that I told before. When I had fallen and scraped my knee, I pushed her out of the way of a cart that was falling, and it was rolling down the hill after maybe some children, I don't know, knocked out the backing that kept the wheel from rolling back. It rolled down the hill, and I pushed her out of the way, and I just got hit by the cart a little bit, but I went flying and really, really scraped my knee pretty bad. I thought I was going to be in trouble for pushing her, and I wasn't.
Instead, you just left with bitter jealousy and rage at the queen.
No, that came later. Resentment builds over time.
Oh.
Ooh.
Well, yeah, because you kept thinking you might have that feeling again, but it never happened.
But
Yeah.
that's okay. She doesn't owe me anything.
Okay. Claudia. The queen thinks more highly of you than you do yourself. How do you know this?
Ooh.
I think she does because she funds all my projects. When I wanted to create a school for children to learn the arts, she funded that, even though I was like, it'll never work. I can never get it together. And it didn't work, but she did fund it. And then there was that secondary school I built that also didn't work, but she funded it.
Oh, wow.
So
She's bad investing. Like, she's not good at investing.
But the fact is that I'm trying, and she always respects that. Like, I have these visions in my head
I get that.
of possibilities of growth. Like that one time we had a pool, and I was like, we were a child, we were very young. I rescued some fish from another big pond to bring to my little pond. I just thought, it'll fill up here and it'll be faster. We can fish faster. We can help and then all the fish died because they were saltwater fish. In my freshwater.
Which
That's a
little
good question.
saltwater fish?
I'm going to ask you a
I
question.
was a child
Might
for
be
that story.
That might be a little harsh for you or on you and also possibly on our
yeah.
queen. Do you think the queen keeps you around so she can feel better about herself?
I think I am a great.
Because like she could always just point to you and be like, at least I'm not that bad.
Ugh, this one.
Ooh.
I think if I had any fears about that, she gently told me that was not the case. That she told me it was for my humor and my good ideas.
That's, of course she would say that, yeah.
Yep.
And that's why, when we had that one cart, we lost a wheel. I fixed it. Yes, it was a square piece. But I knew over time it would wear down to a circle.
I think that maybe your presence is more of a distraction.
I am
away from her and her failings.
I'm just gonna say,
Yeah.
great songwriter. Working on an album.
Is it a rock album?
No, it's folk.
Oh, I was hoping it was a rock album, but it's done with actual rocks.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah, it's
too.
a rock.
Those are good jokes. I didn't take those. I pass on those good jokes. Here's my bad one.
I don't need to hear them, but I'm curious. What are some of? Do you have any title for the song or?
I mean, of course, we're going up a hill. That one's a
We're
single.
going up a hill.
Single.
It's your
LP.
hit number.
Nice.
There's
Go to press.
another one of When I'm Alone and Scared in the Dark. There's one of Please let me in. I forgot the key, and I need to go up and feed my birds.
So
let me in, and
I like
those
this.
birds.
I feel like these are things that you have to deal with, and that you just write songs about them.
You always
A
write
true
songs
artist writes about what they
from pain.
know. And this is I think you might go like triple whatever this kingdom's equivalent to platinum
All
is.
right. Anyway, my question. You have a personal connection to the land you are currently traveling through. What makes you want to stay, and why don't you? Ooh.
Ooh.
We travel through a small village, a sort of a small township maybe, and this is where my family is from.
Oh.
And my brother left first, went to the capital to serve as a leader in the military, and I think I stayed home with my family for a while. And then after he died, when I became far more invested in ensuring that something like that would never happen again, because I had lost faith in the aptitude of our royal family and leadership, I took my skills running the courts or running the township and the sort of regional area as the daughter of the family there, and made my way to the capital. However, as much as I wish to return to this place is laced with things that cannot be. I cannot return here. I cannot have that life again. And I need to work to ensure that our wonderful queen, who I love, despite her failings, perhaps in spite of them, I need to ensure that this never happens again to anyone else.
Do you visit this family of yours when you go through the town? When we make our way through?
I think maybe a stop for a short period of time, but there's a sense of urgency on this particular mission that does not allow us to stay perhaps more than a single night in this home. And I have very rarely afforded the chance to visit them. The war is long and takes much attention.
Mm-hmm.
So and the queen spends most of her time, I think, keeping the people happy and is less concerned about not having our soldiers die over the mountain.
Okay.
For God's sake, can we not have cartographers bring back the maps?
They're all dead!
We don't make copies of them before they leave.
How does your family feel about having another of their offspring working for the queen?
I think they, I don't think they harbor the same feelings or resentment. I think they're a little sad because I'm no longer there, and I was sort of the one taking care of a lot of the duties and responsibility of the township. I think I have a younger brother who now has to do a lot of that stuff and doesn't want to because he was like, I want to go be a cool knight, and they're like, no, you got to stay home. Like, oh, stupid.
Now they have to.
Well, your sister left too, and your older brother's dead, so it's your job now. Like, and it's the sound my brother makes. And I think there were some disagreements, but the sort of belief that it is important to serve our queen and to serve our country, and to my intentions were noble, but perhaps my motivations were inaccurate or very focused.
Okay. Okay.
All right. I'm sorry.
Yes, my child.
When was the last time the queen showed you real kindness?
Oh, the last time the queen showed me real kindness. I believe that I actually recently caught the same rot of the lungs as my predecessor.
Don't drink his water then.
Maybe we need to put some new insulation or something
replace the
a church.
Okay, we stay in these chambers because it is the most sacred tree. Of course it hasn't rotted.
Is it full of black mold by any chance? Or
No.
asbestos?
The dark spore.
But yes, when I felt that I would be passing to the great below, she was there and she nursed me.
Oh.
She nursed me back to health, and she said that no, it is not your time to go. It is not, your apprentice is far too young. And that is the one kindness that she gave me. Once I recovered, but once I recovered my priestly duties, I did not get a rest period. It just was immediately
Back to work, yeah.
Back to work, sowing the fields.
Are you a priest that that does farm work too?
Yeah, of course, we have to grow life. The more life there is.
You have to grow life to know life.
That's the motto. It's written on the tree.
Once you know life, then you can grow life.
Yes. That is why we are many countries like to attack our nation, because we are so plentiful in animals and
We have many
fruits
resources.
and vegetables.
We're also really bad at stealth because we sing a lot.
We're also kind of in a nice bowl for them. A really good
Yeah.
like.
They
no
get a
bowl.
lot of high ground to attack
we're
in
really-
from. Yeah.
We're really not doing that great.
The only reason we're okay because no one knows where we are. Those maps just keep getting ruined.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
All right,
Fact.
Marcus.
Yep.
What do you usually do for the royal family? Why does that make you an unlikely choice for this journey?
Pass.
All right. Claudia,
Read
your
the
question.
question.
What do you usually do for the royal family? Why does that make you an unlikely choice for this journey?
So because I am adopted into the family, I don't go to like christenings. I don't have to go there for like rubbing our blood on walls for new buildings. I don't have
What?
I don't have to do any of that queen stuff because I don't have royal blood. So it was really interesting that they asked me to go on this like very serious go to another country and make sure we make peace. So I thought that was kind of weird because, you know, I kind of do all the side fun projects and like I'm people's people. I let them know like, hey, people don't like.
Let me sing you a song.
Like the hype person.
Anyway,
yeah.
here's Wonderwall.
I'm like, hey, most people don't have like these golden chalices. They have like clay pots. So maybe we should cool it on this this new initiative to get everybody glass cleaning. Like we got to do something else with that money.
Wait. No, never mind. I'm leaving
Are
it as
you
is.
an advisor to the queen?
I think I am the people's people. That's my title. I'm the people's person.
The people person?
I let them know
I like
how
the
people
people's
live.
person.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
People's
person.
And like some of my ideas are for the people, and obviously they don't work. But like some of them are good. Like I'm like, hey, give her.
So do you like go out amongst the people to like how do you
I think
generate these ideas? Do they come to you? Like
you know,
is it just that you're just that good?
it's a little bit of that, but it's also like I kind of hang out and I have a couple like of the muse water and be like, hey, so what's a problem here in this place? And they'll let me know and I get it up there.
So you make your way among the commoners.
Yeah. So
You dabble amongst the rabble.
this job didn't really seem to be a people's person kind of thing. And it's kind of weird that they dressed me up exactly like her and I have to sit in the queen carriage and so it's kind of weird. And I always have to step
They
out
dressed you up like her?
Yeah, I always have to step out of the carriage first.
Oh, like
It's,
like Padme.
Yeah.
Huh. Do you two look particularly similar?
I think anyone can look particularly similar when you put a lot of wigs on.
A lot, like multiple wigs.
multiple. I mean, look at her hair. She's got 2 wigs at least.
Oh, I thought that was natural. That's.
Well, hers is good. Mine's multiple wigs.
Oh.
Oh, yours is multiple wigs.
Oh.
Huh. You're definitely kept around because of your good nature and
And people's people.
people. You are the people's people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But
I guess
it's
the people's
very
person.
very unusual for me to come to this mission though, because this is not. I'm not really going to the people's people. I'm going to another royal house.
Yeah. You're against the people
That
who
does
don't
make
want
you
your
an
people to be
unlikely choice.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
That does make you an unlikely choice. Okay. My question.
Okay.
The queen lights a fire in you. What is it?
Oh.
I mean, we all know.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
do my duty and my responsibility. I work diligently. I am an advocate for sound military strategy. I am filled with rage by the ineptitude that surrounds me. I am the queen's advisor, or one of the queen's advisor. I imagine, she's got like a council, a circle. On it is the people's person. On it is the priest.
We
on
hang.
it is myself as a diplomatic advisor. I think that's probably what the role that I took on.
Mm-hmm.
My family's like minor nobility. I was taking care of the estate, and then I stormed in one day and was like, "You fucked up," but more eloquently. And so I am filled with a passion, and I think some of this, like, I have this like internal rage, like this anger towards her, this blame towards her. But she has always been the queen, and she has always been someone who I have seen and loved and admired. And as a child, I saw nothing but good things from her, and so all of that gets like muddied together. So I'm just like angry because she disappointed me, and I desperately want her to do better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Does she listen to you?
I think she pretends to listen to me, and then I have a tendency to go around her to the people who will listen to me, and will make change.
Do you ever talk to the...
Sorry, I was just thinking of something. What?
Oh, your dead family.
No, I was just thinking, I'm like, oh, I'm like a minority in a room full of white men.
Oh, fair.
Go around them and ignore them because they don't listen.
Oh.
So you just got to keep talking to people, yeah. I have a question for your character. Does she ever, with the queen, does she ever have a what is the I'm trying to figure out how to word this, sorry.
It's okay.
When you have, do you ever have like actual like verbal disagreements with her where you go against her verbally, and if so, how does she react?
Yes, I think we do. I think we disagree where I'll say something where she'll be like, oh, we'll do this thing, and I'm like, that's not a sound strategy, or like, this is a bad idea, we shouldn't do this. And I think she's very patronizing towards me. I think it's a very like, oh yes, dear. Of course, you're right, dear. We'll worry about that later, dear.
She exactly does that wave.
Yeah.
Just very dismissive.
And it's very nice, and it's very sweet, and it's very kind, sort of dismissive of like, oh yes, that is that's definitely something to worry about. We'll worry about that later. Don't fret about it too much. We have things, but everything's fine, and just very it's almost as if she doesn't want to hear what I'm saying.
Does anyone else around you recognize this? Or is there anyone else around you?
I think there are other people around, and that I'm probably not the only one that's treated in this way, because I think we see a lot of, publicly at the very least, because I am not aware of her conversations with the priest, that she does not want to be vocal about her feelings.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's because of the failings, or is it also age-related? Are you young?
Perhaps it could be. Yes, I am definitely younger than her. I'm not basically dead.
I like to imagine you're 11
I am not
with a
about to
clipboard.
embrace the dearth.
The dearth.
The dearth is
The
very
dearth and I are
warm.
still many years away.
I cannot wait to become one with the death.
It's pretty great. I've been told about it. It's pretty great. Listen,
You've been told about it. Wow. Speaking to the dead.
You've been told to prepare anything. Oh no, Bonsai!
Oh no!
Actually, I love that it came up right in chat. Bonsai can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Bonsai, did your headphones die?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Okay, we're hearing.
We're working through it.
We're working through some tech stuff.
With us.
Thanks for hanging around with us. Bonsai's headphones went
We
down.
need a picture of the dragon, Geneva or whatever. The Gen Con dragon.
Oh, Genevieve?
Yeah. Genevieve with like a wrench saying like technical difficulties. We'll get on that ASAP.
Do we want to pause for a second and go to a break screen and then be right back?
Sure. Let's do that real quick.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Okay.
we'll be right back. Thank you so much, Lauren. Do you want?
Technical difficulty.
Yeah.
Be right back.
Be right back.
See you soon.
Wait.
it's not-
So you can hear me now.
Wait, no, you're back.
Wait.
But I still can't hear you.
Okay.
We're halfway there.
We'll be back.
The
We're
That
back,
was so
everybody.
fast. We did it.
yes.
Troubleshooting heroes. We're back.
We fixed
Yes.
it. We solved it. We solved the problem.
What was it?
Sorry.
No, we'll talk about it.
It just it was just Sorry. I suddenly got the dirt in my ears.
Yes,
I had to
the dirt's
take
so-
the dirt.
Out
of my
we
ears?
discussed that I'm filled with rage, and that's what lights a fire within me.
Okay.
Now it is your question. So this is excellent timing.
Ah.
What do you do for the queen that anyone else can do, and why does she make you do it? Does it involve planting plants? Like,
I think. Let me see. What do I do for the queen that anybody else can do?
You can also pass. Just a reminder.
Well, no, I don't know if this would fit for for Marcus's character.
He doesn't,
Yeah,
and that's the other thing. Marcus can decide if he doesn't.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think
we just all exit. We can move on to a different question too.
yeah. I don't think that works. I can't.
You're gonna
Let
pass.
anybody
That's
else?
fine.
Yeah.
Do you want to answer the question? What do you do for the queen that anyone else can do, and why does she make you do it?
I had that one last time, so I feel like I should pass on that one.
Okay.
I make her laugh. I think a lot.
Anyone could make her laugh,
I
but why does she? So why does she make you do it?
I think it's because I know her life and I know exactly what she needs, what kind of joke she needs at the time. That's what best friends do. That's what sisters are for.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh.
I really feel a little bit like she keeps you around like you're like a puppy.
That's
or like-
exactly what someone who's a strategist would think. You don't know what love is.
Oh.
Sisterly love.
know what love is.
Oh.
Thanks.
Hmm.
Thanks.
you
Didn't
don't
love my
know.
dead brother, clearly.
I
All right, I guess this is my question then. How does the queen remind you of her status while on the journey? I think this is, again, very much the, like, I propose things. I'm like, oh, we shouldn't go on this route. Like, we don't have maps of this route. This is a bad route. She's like, no. I traveled on this route many times as a young child. I know exactly the whisper between the trees. I know this route like the back of my aged hand. This liver spot, that liver spot is the rock upon the hill. And as much as I tried to dissuade her, being like, we have a map of this other route. We know that it goes through a village that is friendly to us. She's like, no, the trees will lead us. And it is a lot of just constantly disagreeing.
Yeah, that's not good. But she's a bad.
No.
She needs a GPS.
Now, she might be right. She
And
might.
that's why, and then you show up
Yeah,
and you
and-
say, well, she might be
And
right.
then she's like, I think she's right.
Oh, we're both right.
and that's the laugh.
My question will be for you is that because you have proven yourself many times before, do you think that you are starting to get more of a rapport with the other leaders?
I think so. I think they chose me to go on this, not just because I insisted. They all agreed when I said I'm going. They said yes, that's a good idea.
Yes. Oh,
Everyone talks like this.
Do you think there is word of an uprising with you leading it?
I mean, that could be a rumor. It's not certainly not one that I have tried to foster.
Are you loyal to the queen?
I am loyal to our country, and our queen is the head of our country.
That sounds like what rebels would say.
Therefore, by default, I'm loyal to the queen. She fills me with so much rage love. I love her and I want her to be better than she is. Banzai.
Yes.
Who is this distant power you are traveling to, and why? Do they make you uneasy?
Ooh.
This distant travel that we are going to is another nation that has a very different cultural set. They're very very aggressive, very
Very urban, even
Yes.
like built and much less.
they like their technology and building versus
No.
Ew.
the natural way of life and
they have these things called computers.
Oh, they're all
computers.
cold and hard, and you can't drop them.
Oh no, and I do not trust these beings because I feel like they are probably why the war has gotten so close to our borders.
Oh.
With their the tracks.
They do not walk upon the dirt with their bare feet.
They ride upon the dirt.
They use these things called shoes.
What are these shoes?
Why would you need them?
They're ways of being separate from the earth.
But the calluses
I
on your
hear-
feet are all you need.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And you know what they do?
How can you
They
not eat the
also don't just bury their bodies. They encase them in a box.
Why would you
So
put
they
them,
do not go back to the dirt.
Why would you separate them from the dirt?
Why would you kill another thing to create the box that they then put in the dirt?
You have to take the tree and put it to the dirt. The dirt.
I know, it's
the tree came
blasphemous.
from
It's blasphemous.
What is
It's blasphemous.
this?
Okay, I'm going to be the odd one out here and maybe suggest that putting something between us and the dirt could protect us in the instance, when the dirt is cruel and sharp.
A witch!
No,
What
no,
would the
you
gods
must
say?
No,
Have you
you
not
must.
considered
The
our-
only
the
way
safety of our
to
troops?
clean your hands is to lick upon your hands.
All right.
Lick upon
Marcus.
them.
Consume the life.
You lick upon them to make sure.
Your question, Marcus. You can pass this, that's fine. You arranged for the queen to be ambushed on this journey. What did they offer you?
I just have to do this for a little bit longer. I'm so shocked.
Okay, I need to think about this for a second.
Uh-huh.
Could you read that one more time for me?
You arranged for the queen to be ambushed on this journey. What did they offer you?
Excuse me.
Tums. No.
That was just such a beautiful silence.
I'm sorry.
Not. It's like the perfect moment.
I give dirt upon to you. My life force is
You know,
not to you.
you know what? I was trying to think, and I genuinely do not think my character would have arranged for that,
Yeah,
unless
no,
it was
you
some
can
kind.
pass
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna go ahead and pass that one. Actually, that one doesn't work for me.
It would give this country.
Sorry, I wanted to help. I wanted to help. Bonds, I got to do it. I got to do it.
Did you arrange for the queen to be ambushed?
I think it would give this country a martyr. Martyrdom is the most important thing in our country. I think one of us dying might spurn the queen onto making decisions that are very important. I don't think the queen.
So
will
were
die.
you martyring one of us then? Not her, right?
Dude!
We would all step in front of the blade for the queen.
Depends on the blade.
I believe we would all step in front of the blade for the queen, including
So
me.
you arranged for the queen to get attacked so that one of us would die,
and
so
she
that
could
the
make
queen
choices that would save the kingdom.
would make hard choices that would save the kingdom, despite years of sending the troops into certain death. That has not happened.
That's never been my area. I'm a people's people.
You're the people's people.
You're the people's
If you want
people.
someone to think, get a thinker.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And they also promised not to kill the queen.
So who did you orchestrate the ambush for? Like, what did they offer you?
They promised me not to kill the queen. They're like,
Oh,
we're gonna
they-
ambush you.
Did you pay them? So what?
No,
what did they
no,
have
no,
to
no.
gain from
So
this?
they're saying, we want to ambush you and kill the queen. I'm like, I will tell you where we are if you promise not to kill the queen.
Why would that? Never mind.
Why would? Let's be clear. She's not the best negotiator or strategist. So I see the scene was like, I will tell you where they are if you promise not to kill the queen.
And they're like,
Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
Just,
we
just
can
look
do
at each
it.
other and like, yeah, we won't do that thing.
sure, definitely won't kill your queen.
No, she's gonna be alive. Super.
Yep.
Like she
Super
might even be more
alive.
alive than before, or whatever.
Nothing better than martyrdom.
nothing better than martyrdom.
Yeah, I like you're the people's people and
I'm
not
the
not the
people's
people's
people.
planner.
Yep. All right.
Oh man.
I guess this one's for me then. The queen had you punished once. What about the memory of that will stay with you forever?
Ooh.
I feel like the queen, like we sort of established, I think she treats me in a quite childish way. And I think the punishment was, maybe not quite, but very much the like, go to your room and think about what you've done.
Oh.
Like I was dismissed from the council or from whatever meeting room we were in, and I was told to to return to my chambers and contemplate the mistakes and that I have made in this moment.
Oh.
And then they instructed the servants to not bring me any supper.
No supper.
But supper was
No
super
supper?
rad.
It was really good that day.
My
Really
question.
sweeties.
And I think that filled me both with a sense of like I felt bad that I had somehow failed, but I was also very mad at being treated like I was a child who didn't know what I was doing.
Fair.
Yeah, it's fair. My question will be, do you feel that she treats all of her counselors like children?
To an extent, yes. I think there's very much like an age range, and she definitely responds to younger people very differently than older individuals.
Hmm.
Okay.
I think that's fair. I'm listened to.
I think we have maybe one more question, and then we'll
Yes.
Bonsai, the queen
Yes.
knows something about you that no one else does. What is it?
That no one else does. Ooh. I think that she knows that I wasn't actually supposed to be the next head priest.
What?
Gasp.
I was actually the third choice. There was a rampant rot of the lungs in
So
our
much lung
parish.
Oh.
There's a lot of lung rot. It is the way sometimes that it is.
Is lung rot contagious?
Lung rot only seems to affect the holy of ones in the church so far.
Oh.
That is why we never get too old.
Because you get affected by it, and then I've reached my peak of holiness. I now join the Durith.
Have
Yes.
there ever been anyone who left after contracting it? Who left the church?
The illness is too quick.
Okay.
The illness is too quick.
They die too quick.
That's long rot for you.
But I think it is also because we are the closest to the dirt god. The dirt.
The dirt.
We maintain the memory waters. So all of the rest of the generations can know, because life is never ending as long as it is one continuous circle.
Does the memory water ever mix with the dearth and turn into some kind of mud of enlightenment?
The memory water has never been clear.
Oh.
It is already mixed with the dearth.
It is. How do you think we get the memory water? It is from the deepest root of the life-giving tree.
Oh.
You know that big tree in the center?
Yeah,
The one
top
next to
tree.
the bakery?
No.
The big-
Oh, the big tree.
The big
oh, the
one.
big tree.
No,
Oh.
the one that's over the whole thing.
It is
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
bottom of the crevice that we live in.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking about the one by the bakery.
Yeah,
that one's big, but it's not the tree.
Yeah,
That
I'm
one-
sorry.
that one's got-
All waters
Silly
that
me.
flow through our town flow directly into the memory pool.
All right. This question for you, Marcus. I think I'll do. We'll do one more for you, and then one for Claudia, and then I'll dig out the queen has attacked card.
I mean,
until
I
that's where it was.
started, Lauren, so if you want to end on
Oh,
my
that's
turn,
right.
that
All right,
makes
then we'll
sense,
make
yeah.
this the last one.
Oh.
Marcus, you saw the queen do something terrible to keep the retinue safe. What was it? Did you come to respect her more or less afterwards?
I saw the queen. She had to let someone die. She had to let someone traveling with us die. Someone who betrayed us.
How'd that ambush go?
As far as my feelings for her, she did what she had to do, and I cannot begrudge her that. She saved my life and our lives.
Well, then
Oh, hey,
perhaps we
McAfee
should-
just popped up over the screen. That's good.
Oh,
We're going to do a scan in 2 seconds. Remind me later, please, McAfee. Oh, it's back over here now. Please go away, McAfee.
oh,
Well, that's just no.
we've got an ambush.
There we go. We
We've
got
got
an
an
ambush
ambush.
The McAfees!
The
Well,
McAfees.
The McAfees, as they arrive. The queen is attacked.
By the McAfees.
Defend her.
The McAfees.
The
Let me
McAfees
turn
are
on the
the-
virus defender real quick. Maybe
All
that'll
right,
take care of it.
dear sister. Do you defend
I
her?
defend her. I am very good with a sword, and I leave the carriage first, and I will get hit with an arrow. But I have defended her.
Did you to
The queen perhaps told you to leave first.
No. I would leave first. I said, stay here. I will defend us. And
That's why you were dressed up like her?
No, that's just because we like to dress the same. Twinsies. We're besties.
Just
Twinsies.
Besties. Always dress the
besties.
same.
I love this.
Just twinsies. Okay. The queen is ambushed. I do defend. But perhaps with a lot of yelling, and a lot of pointing, and a lot of I think I force her back into the carriage, and I shut the door, and I'm like, you are done. You are listening to me now. Stay in the carriage if you want to live.
I will also defend the queen by knowing that there is life and then there are waste, and I throw the waste at them. My waste is best defense.
And
I also throw Bonsai's waist. Yes, I defend the queen. I defend my queen, 100%. With my waist.
And perhaps all but the sister survive. Seems to be the
and
outcome.
you have
Yes.
a martyr who will...
And we have a martyr.
And an
We have a
album.
Mission accomplished.
This is actually great because she died as a martyr, and she
Yeah.
released an album right
And she
before she
released an
died.
album.
Oh,
It
it's
was so well after
huge.
you're dead.
Oh, and we got a tactician afterwards.
Yeah, this is all going.
We
This
was
is
a
all pretty
tactician
good.
that was here all
This all
along.
went really well, I
Fucking
think.
carry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good tactics. Good tactics.
good tactics.
It's like a game.
Strats.
At the end of the battle, everyone just clangs their swords. Good tactics. Good tactics.
Good tactics.
Good tactics.
Good tactics.
Tactics. Touch upon my waist.
GT,
John McAfee.
GT easy.
GT too easy. Yeah, that's good.
All right.
Good
Thank
war
you. Thank you so very much, everybody, for joining us for this episode of Game Night on Gen Con TV. I hope you enjoyed For the Queen. If you would like to pick up this game, you definitely can. Check out either your friendly local game store or Evil Hat Official. They are the makers and sellers of this game. For the Queen is a really great, and as you just saw, it can be played entirely online through the magic of video chats. This is an excellent game. I do really recommend it, especially if you are looking to maybe encourage people who haven't played a lot of storytelling or narrative games to start or try, because it's very easy and accessible for people who is really just answering questions.
Mm-hmm.
So have everybody sign off, say who they are, where they can be found really fast. We kind of already did it recently, so whatevs. And then we'll just go over our schedule. So let's go in the opposite direction. Who are you, Claudia?
That's
Who
me.
are you, Claudia?
That's me.
You're
I'm close. Hi, I'm Jackie Dash. JAKIDASH. I'm a part of an RPG right now. It's called Shattered Sky. It's an RPG that is very fun. I would check it out on anywhere that you can listen to podcasts, mostly, or just look at Shattered Sky on the Twitter for more information. I play the best kind of worst on there. Speaking of best kind of worst.
Ouch. Hi, I'm the best kind of worst. Hi, my name is Marcus. I run the tech stuff here at Gen Con, do a lot of these streams. I'm usually telling people to get to their places and put on their microphones and be quiet. Yeah, it's fun. But yeah, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me again. Check out all the really cool stuff happening on Gen Con's YouTube. You can see some of our other game nights, including Alien Fiasco, all these other wonderful games. Yeah, that's what I got. That's my plug. I'm on Shattered Sky too. Check that out.
Oh, and hello, my name. Or wait, is it you or is it me?
You go, Bonsai.
Me. Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Bonsai Baby. I'm here on Twitch. You can also find me on TikTok. You can also find me on Instagram. You can also find me on Twitter as Bonsai Baby.
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 Yes.
Sorry.
I am Random Tuesday. You can find me pretty much over at Random Tuesday. I also work here behind the scenes, doing a lot of the production stuff. Normally, I'm the one who sends everyone emails about the schedule. So thank you so much for joining us for an episode of For the Queen. Definitely check out our other content here. If you haven't hit that follow button for Gen Con, it's somewhere up here. Go ahead and hit that little heart, and you'll know when we're next live. We will be back on Monday with an episode of The Brother Smurf, playing some board games. And on Wednesday, Tuesday, the Brothers Smurf will be doing some mini painting, followed by This Game Gets Dicey. So more board game playing, but this time focusing on using the magic of the internet to do so. We have another episode of Fireside with Peter Adkinson this week with our guest, whose name I don't have off the top of my head. I haven't filled
Filling the time. We're filling the time. Lauren's gonna.
It's
look
about
at our
Dungeons
board.
and Dragons.
Exploring the history of Dungeons and Dragons. I have to open up like 5 different word spreadsheets to figure out where it is. With Fireside with Peter Adkinson, exploring the history of Dungeons and Dragons. And then we have Westgate Irregulars, a D&D 5e actual play. And then Friday, you can find our wonderful Bonsai Baby over on Table Takes, your weekly tabletop news and information show. And then Game Night will be back next week. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching, for hanging out, for joining us, for everybody asking their own questions in chat.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Beautiful. Loved seeing it. I will see you. We'll see you again soon. Bye.
Bye. Bye.